Hello, dear listener. I am Charles the Dungeon Badger, and I am the DM for this game, and I also messed up. Before we started recording this session, I was messing around with my microphone settings in OBS, and unfortunately, I left a noise gate over top my microphone, so my audio is completely scuffed. These things happen, technical difficulties. However, the streamers that you're going to hear in this production are just fine. You can hear them with no re-recording required. So without further ado, I am going to try and re-record over some of my messages so they are less bad, and I'll leave the streamers intact. Thank you very much for understanding. The next episode will be much better, I promise. Enjoy. Welcome everyone to the Guild of Extraordinary Streamers, or GOES for short. I am your humble Dungeon Master, Charles the Dungeon Badger, and tonight I am extremely honored to be joined by a cohort of amazing streamers, a part of the ASMR community. Ladies, please take it away and tell our audience who you are, what you stream, and what your experience is with D&D so far.
Who goes first? Someone go first. Salem, go first.
Hi, I'm Salem. I do traditional ASMR, VTubing, and cozy gaming. And I've never played D&D beyond Baldur's Gate 3, and I've never even fully played a campaign all the way through, so this is all brand new to me.
I am Falcor, aka Falcor the Book Dragon. I stream traditional ASMR and also I read books over on Twitch. So very bookish, yes. I have played one other full campaign and a couple of one-shots in the past, but it's been a few years since I've played D&D, so yeah, might need to brush up on a couple things.
I'm Queen. Hi. I do I'm QueenToasty. Hi. I do ASMR on Twitch. I used to do cozy gaming, just ASMR now. Who knows if we'll go back. I've never played this. I played it once. I was really bad at it and got kicked out of my campaign, but they let me join this one. So we'll see what happens this time. That's all I've got.
Hello, I am Pyesees, but everyone calls me Pie. I also stream ASMR like half the time, but mostly it's just me talking and making bad jokes. But I've been a part of several failed D&D campaigns due to the big bad scheduling. And so yeah, I've played a lot, but also not a lot. That's it.
Perfect. I guess I should probably mention that for those of you unfamiliar, I will be running this wonderful group through a little game called Dungeons & Dragons. If you've been under a rock for the last decade or so, wow, English hard. In a nutshell, Dungeons & Dragons is a tabletop role-playing game where I take these players on a crazy adventure through the twists and turns, both through a visual medium and theater of the mind. This is done through collaborative storytelling where I set the scene, but honestly it's the players who guide the story, and I do my best to stay on my toes and take the players through what will hopefully be a fulfilling character arc. In other words, I yap for a couple hours and many giggles and laughs are shared. Hopefully. You may have noticed this is not a live broadcast, and if you are watching this from the future, hello future me. And hopefully the world is still intact. We haven't quite figured out what we want to do with this yet, as far as pre-recording these episodes and sharing them after, or maybe we want to take this stream down the line. A lot of that will depend on how this is received, so please, if you like what you see, tell your respective favorite streamer here that you love this and you want to see more. If you hate it, let it be known too. A little bit about me, as some of you have probably seen me lurking in these lady streams and maybe don't know me as well. I am Dungeon Badger. I've been playing D&D for 12 years, and I've been DMing for about 6 via live games at the table, and mostly as of late on Discord and Roll20. I have a film background, so when I play, I really enjoy showcasing that through a cinematic lens of sorts. Call me a romantic, but there's more to life than I roll to smash the goblin with my hammer and grab the loot. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten about it. I've been doing about a month of prep work for this story and get our players as prepared as they can be for the adventure ahead. Speaking of which, I should probably, now is as good a time as ever, I'll be running this group through a story called Curse of Strahd, which is D&D's take on Dracula, but more specifically I'll be running Dragna Carta's Strahd Reloaded. You can go look this up, but I would ask that you allow the players gathered here tonight for a fresh, unspoiled view. And who knows, maybe you should do the same and enjoy the adventure too. After all, maybe it wasn't about defeating the vampire, but maybe the friends we made along the way. Have run Curse of Strahd many times, but sadly no group yet to date has been successful. survived or outlasted a stay in Barovia.
Many have come close, but sadly perished and joined the grisly ghost parade that marches up to Castle Ravenloft.
Perhaps the players tonight can change that. I wouldn't be doing my due diligence if I didn't throw out the proverbial warning. Again, for those of you unfamiliar with the dark world of the Shadowfell that grips Barovia, it is not a happy place.
It is not a tale of sunshine or rainbows, but instead focuses on the darkest parts of humanity, if you can even call it that, and makes us confront our past demons. By that I mean it touches on some rather dark themes and sensitive subjects. Subject I've already cleared with the party, but you should be aware of that this ride is not for the faint of heart, and if I were to compare it to anything in the real world, it sits between PG-13 and rated R. So, viewer and listener discretion is advised.
Now, with my long spiel out of the way, I'll open things back up to the players. What questions do you have before we dive in?
I'm good.
Yeah, I guess we're good.
All
I
right.
feel like
Also good.
I'm gonna need some hand holding as we go along, but like I said,
Oh,
before,
Yes, yes, yeah.
I don't have any questions as of right now. It's like I don't know what I don't know.
Perfect.
Please hold my hand. I beg.
Yes.
Everyone hold my
I'll-
hands.
I'll hold
Everyone
your hand.
Thank you.
Simultaneously.
We have joined hands.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Well, I prepared some intro music for this, and then we're just gonna jump in. So, get started.
Yippee.
Fantastic.
All right, well, hopefully that didn't scare anybody off. Let's see here. Our story takes place well before you arrive in Strahd's domain. Actually, it should all be a distant thought for now, as this story takes place on the mortal plane. Unlike most D&D stories where most parties meet in a tavern, or something cheeky like that, you find yourselves aboard a caravan. The creaking of the rickety wagon wheels echo across the quiet forest as your caravan meanders along the uneven cobblestone of the merchant road towards Daggerford. The large, repurposed farmer's wagon you ride in jolts with each bump, its weathered wood groaning in protest. Behind you, the town of Farreach fades from view, swallowed by the rolling hills in a dense autumn wood. It was the last vestige of civilization you'd see for the next 2 days or so, before reaching your final destination. The crisp air bites at your skin, carrying with it the scent of fallen leaves and damp soil. Bundling up against the chill, you take a moment to breathe. For some of you, this is the first time in recent memory that you've had a chance to simply pause. There is a quiet serenity in the rhythmic sway of the wagon. The golden brown leaves drift lazily down from the canopy above as if guided by an unseen hand. The trees form natural tree tunnels of amber and emerald hues. Above, the birds flit between branches, their fleeting shadows darting across the treetops. Those seated in the open air carts have an occasional glance at the sky, where the white fluffy clouds roll over a backdrop of brilliant blue. In this caravan, you will find yourselves amongst a diverse collection of travelers, each with their own story etched into the lines of their faces. Some are young and wide-eyed, eager for what lies ahead, and others are old, their eyes shadowed by years of toil. Wealth and status mingle freely here. All are along for the ride. 6 wagons make up your convoy, most simple with a focus on form over function, laden with supplies and passengers. Yet one wagon stands apart. Its polished wood gleams, adorned with intricate carvings that catch the patterned sunlight filtered through the trees. The glass windows are veiled with delicate frilled curtains, slightly obfuscating the figure within. The driver of this noble wagon, clad in dark, well-tailored attire, sits rigidly upright, his eyes firmly fixed on the road ahead, his expression unreadable. For now, the air is filled with the sounds of creaking wheels, the occasional murmur of conversation, and the soft rustle of leaves beneath the wagon. But as your eyes drift from face to face, you sense stories waiting to be told. Perhaps this is the best moment for introductions.
Guess we'll start with the first card.
Pi, tell us about your character.
Okay, hello. So my character is Fluffles, a very small dwarf that wears very shiny armor pretty much all the time. They have a cape attached to them that is basically just a patchwork quilt, and the only other thing that really gives off anything about their identity is that they have a little wooden carving that dangles on the side of their belt. But other than that, they're pretty mysterious. Just a dwarf paladin.
Got it. What is taking you up Daggerford?
Really just looking for some people to mentor and guide in the right direction.
Gotcha. Sitting directly across from you, you see this younger halfling, probably somewhere between the age of 14 to 16. He is dressed in worker overalls, has a wrench in his hands, and a toolbox underneath his feet. He has messy brown auburn hair, and you catch every once in a while a wayward glance shooting from him to you. And then sitting on your left is the caravan leader, who has identified himself as Lauren. Based on his posture, you identify that he is probably somebody of military background. And then in front of him is going to be the caravan driver, Bert, a large half-orc who sits in quiet contemplation, looking forward ahead on the road. So what do you do?
So I'm going to make some very awkward eye contact, but not really because you can't see my eyes. So I'm just gonna make it obvious that I'm glancing over at this kid and try to make them uncomfortable enough to say something to me.
You could tell the kid is like fidgeting softly with a wrench in his hand, and he goes, "Oh, are you a knight?"
Oh gosh.
I was not prepared for this
Me
question.
first. Oh gosh. Okay. Do I look to be a knight?
You do. I'm just not used to knights on the caravan. Are we in danger?
That is very kind of you to think that I am a knight, but I am not of that importance. What brings you here?
Oh, my name's Perrin. I'm the caravan mechanic. Lauren is my dad over there. Well, not really my dad. And Lauren just kind of gives a chuckle. I'm sorry. I'm a little nervous talking to knights. I want to be one someday.
I'm not a knight, kid.
Right.
But I am a paladin.
Oh.
What's the difference?
I don't really work for a government. I kind of just fight for what is right.
Oh, okay.
Sounds like a knight, but yeah.
Uh-huh. And he kind of smiles at you.
Not a knight.
I'm just not accustomed to passengers in so much armor riding on the caravans. Lauren looks over and goes, "Don't mind the kid. He's just shy around authority figures. He really does mean well, though."
I'm gonna reach my arm out to like shake the kid's hand.
He extends a grip, and when you shake his hand, you can tell that it's you can't really feel his hand beneath your plate mail. But it's clear that this kid doesn't really work out. So he's Team Noodle compared to you.
It is nice to meet you, Perrin.
Nice to meet you too. Cool.
Lauren extends a hand and goes, "Hi, I'm Lauren. I made some announcements back in Farreach, but I don't think I've met every passenger yet. Your name is Fluffles."
Yes. It is a nickname.
I see. I guess I have nicknames as well. Just names I haven't used since the military, but you can call me Lauren.
This is so nice out here. It beats the winter for sure.
Do you guys travel a lot?
Oh yes, this is our whole bread and butter all the way down from Baldur's Gate all the way up to Neverwinter.
I travel these roads quite a bit. It's quite safe.
Do you meet any interesting people? The kid has never seen a knight.
Normally, they don't ride in the caravan, they ride their own horses. I mean, he's met city guards before, but they're not quite as illustrious as a knight.
What is the difference?
Well, the town guard, they're just people. You know, they're just doing a job, as compared to the ones that serve in the royal capacity. Those ones actually have honor.
Just doing a job. Whatever. Not for the greater good or anything.
As you guys continue to have your conversation, we pan over to the next cart. In there you see a dwarf who is staring awkwardly at a blue tiefling across from them. Down from them you see a wood elf, and next to them you see a half elf who is sitting in the middle of their prayer. Salem, perhaps you want to introduce yourself.
Sure. I am Lorelei Faeth. I am a tiefling cleric, and I'm in search of some connection. I've had some not great interactions with family and feeling a little disconnected from my faith and my deities, so I'm in search of something new.
To represent your faith, are you wearing any jewelry that represents that, or
Are you a bit more covert about the faith?
Covert, I'm a little unsure where my loyalties stand.
what is the
What is the most valuable thing that can be seen on you?
That would be my locket. It's got a photo of my family in it.
got it? Noted. Queen.
Can you introduce your character?
My character is Ildalia. She is a wood elf. She is. Do we say what class we are?
And if you want to.
Okay, she's a rogue. She looks nervous, probably. She has chunks of color in her hair, but kind of washed out. She's wearing typical hunter gear. She's got a bow, but she looks more like she's kind of hanging on to it for dear life. She's very uncomfortable in the caravan at this moment.
Got it.
You notice that this caravan is a little bit smaller than the other ones, and that means that you guys are a bit more compact, which is probably making you more on edge.
Lorelei, you notice that the dwarf sitting across from you continues to look at your locket.
Okay. Do we have a problem?
No,
I
it's
say to the
that's-
dwarf. Sorry,
Wait,
I had to
is it the
clarify.
dwarf or is it me?
No, the dwarf.
Oh, it's the dwarf. Sorry.
It's okay. The dwarf.
Retire me now.
You're okay. The dwarf looks over at you, Lorelei, and goes, "Fancy you to make a trade by chance?"
Unfortunately, I don't foresee myself parting with this anytime soon.
A wonderful object, but you know, everything has a price.
Fair enough.
The woman who's sitting across from you. Did I say that right?
Ildalia, but it's okay. You
Ildalia.
can call me whatever. It's fine.
Ildalia. Okay.
The lady that's sitting across from you, she extends a hand. She's quite older than the others in this cart, and if I had to relate it to human years, she's probably around the age of 50 or so. She extends her hand and she says, "My dear child, I promise you these roads are quite safe."
I take her hand. I put my other hand over it and thank her. Oh, wait, I talk. Thank you so much. You're so old. Congratulations.
She laughs at that and goes,
Oh dear, I'm not that old. Only, just a little older than you.
A couple 100 years at least.
No, I'm just 100. Tell me, child, is this your first time out of your village?
I look upset at this point. It is my first. It's nice to be around new people. And then I look at Lorelei.
At that notion, the half-elven woman looks your direction, Lorelei. Lorelei, is it? Tell me, my child, what brings you this way?
Of something more.
Oh, my dear, what a noble ambition.
Yes.
Are you looking for something specific?
I'm unsure as of yet. I will see when we get where we're going.
Oh, understandable, dearie. It's at this notion that the dwarf kind of pipes up, and he looks around at both of you and goes, I'm sorry, I didn't quite introduce myself. My name is Edric. I am a humble trader of curiosities. Tell me, ladies, are you perhaps interested in buying something? I do have some curios on me.
Hmm.
The silence is deafening. He looks down and goes, all right.
Oh, wait. Can I talk to him? I was waiting for Salem.
He already talked to me. I already
Okay. What do you have to trade?
You see, I have many curious wares. Let's see. I have a scroll, some kind of magic scroll. I have a figure of a cat. It seems to be quite curious. Perhaps you're looking for something with more oomph. Maybe some fire, perhaps. Yeah?
Do you have any rocks?
Nope, can't say that I do.
Fresh out of rocks.
I look very disappointed at this.
As you guys are talking about rocks, we cut to the final cart, where we see a human woman on the right-hand side with her staff. She seems to be looking at the trees. Sitting across from her is a red tiefling woman who could not be bothered to have a conversation with anybody.
You see a younger human, or probably half-elf, tuning a guitar, and see an old man sitting at the edge of the wagon, just kind of kicking off the edge.
Fowl, would you like to introduce your character?
All right. Yes, this old lady is, sitting kind of perched on the seat, looking remarkably comfortable, despite how wizened and shrunken and wrinkly she is. Her eyes kind of twinkle as she looks around at everyone, and she has a little smile on her face. She just seems full of curiosity. Every piece of clothing on her body looks like it's from a different scrap of fabric, possibly woven by someone different, all kind of stitched together. And she has this gnarled staff in her hand with various decorations on it, the most prominent being a large, discolored, wrinkly old toe stuck on the very top of it with a rather disgusting jagged toenail, just kind of sitting there in the place of honor on top of her staff.
You notice that the red tiefling woman who is sitting across from you can't help but stare at the toe that is at the edge of your staff, and she goes, I don't mean to be a bother, but is that really necessary? Why do you have a toe there?
Well, my dearie, you just don't know the history behind it. This toe has been in my family for generations. Nothing but good luck and long life it brings.
It's at that notion that you catch the tiefling woman just absolutely turn her nose up at you and in disgust. The halfling woman, however, she has nothing but interest, and she goes, history about a toe? Perhaps you can elaborate. Maybe I can make it into a song of some sort.
Well, you wouldn't know it to look at me, young thing. But did you know I'm descended from giants? Indeed, and this toe comes from one of my very own giant ancestors.
You watch as the half-elf woman goes from tuning her guitar and immediately drops it and puts it aside and pulls out a pad and paper and begins writing furiously. And then she stops and pauses and goes, weird question, sorry if it's too personal, but why aren't you taller?
Well, everything gets smaller with age.
Yes.
Except for stories, which I'm sure you know well.
I do. I have plenty. I was going to maybe tell one tonight at the campfire. Will you join me?
Oh, I would love to. I do love a good song and a story.
You notice the old man, who has been kicking his feet off the cart at the back, turns and goes, "Ah, good. I'm quite looking forward to that story. I've heard many in my lifetime. You know, there's something almost poetic about being here in this forest. I can't tell you how many times I love riding the cart up and down this way, and every time the trees just get prettier and prettier. Wouldn't you agree?"
Oh, yes, indeed. I've lost track of the amount of seasons I've seen come and go, and yet it puts a smile on my face every time.
As you both are sharing a laugh, steady rhythm of the cart pulls you into a quiet conversation, all four of you, when suddenly the wagon jolts forward and the entire cart shifts violently to the right, followed by a sharp rattling crash as it dips onto uneven ground. The cart comes to a complete halt, all three of them. The only person that's really probably a little bit thrown off by this would be Fluffles. Fluffles, a dexterity check just to make sure you hold on to your bearings.
Oh, goodness me. All right. Let's see.
First roll of the
Dexterity,
night, let's
you
go.
said? Do you want me to click on it, or should I roll a d20 and then add my thing
Whatever
to
you
it?
are more comfortable with.
Oh, goodness. Okay. I suppose I will roll. Guys, I'm not a good roller. I really didn't want to be first. 14.
A 14. Okay,
plus
not bad.
2.
Not
16.
bad at all. When the cart dips forward, you quickly grab onto the side, and you steady yourself. You notice that Perrin takes a sudden lurch forward and slides all the way. Ends up
I grab
hitting
him
Oh.
by his. Can I grab him by his collar?
Absolutely. Quickly grabbing him and narrowly avoiding his head being smacked on the wood.
You grab him, and he just stares at you in awe.
Just gonna hold on to him until he tells me that I have to let him go.
Wow. Fluffles, you got me. Are
Yes.
you sure you're not a knight?
You can call me a knight if it makes you feel better.
Oh, okay.
But I am not a knight.
You hear the startled horses whinny in protest. They're still trying to pull forward. Bert kind of signals to the horses. Lauren raises a hand to steady himself, and eyes narrow onto Bert. Bert just kind of a long, exasperated sigh swings down from his damn road. Gone and gotten the better of our wagon wheel. Crouches down to inspect the damage. Don't worry, I'll get us up in no time.
Hushed, worried murmurs start spreading throughout the carts, and some are looking at the precarious placement. You know, it's only a couple hours into the journey, and for this to be happening so soon is a little off. Others are looking towards the sky and noticing a rainstorm seems to be approaching. How long do you guys have until it hits, you wonder? So, what do you guys do?
I look over at the bard sitting across from me and just say,
Well, go on, dearie, play us a tune.
You watch as the woman goes from her pad of paper and pulls out her lyre.
I have a question.
Answer.
Has the nicer looking carriage also stopped with us, or has that gone on ahead?
It has stopped.
Okay. Are we able to approach and speak with the person inside? Perhaps?
As you hop off the wagon, you notice that there is a man that's sitting in the driver part of the caravan, or of the wagon. And he kind of goes, hold on. Mistress does not want to be bothered at the time.
Oh, okay. And I head back to the rest of the group and relay the same message.
You notice that Edric he looks over at the noble's wagon. And pointy hats. They always are too good for us, huh?
Ildalia turns to him and says, his hat looks pretty round to me.
Oh, no, that's not quite what I meant. I meant pointy hat as in browns, as in noble women or men. They always too good to get out and help, huh?
You watch as Bert and Perrin quickly hop out of the caravan and begin trying to work repairs on the cart.
You guys are welcome to go over if you want to try and help and determine the cause for what happened. Or
Yeah,
How-
I'll go
how do
over
we
to
move?
Perrin.
How do we move? Do we just tell you?
you just drag your character.
Oh, I'm dragging the whole screen. Hold up. I
But
am
I'm just
getting
gonna-
out once
I'm
I
just
figure it
gonna
out.
I'm just gonna kick the wheel and be like, "Yep, that is broken."
Kicking it probably isn't going to help much either, but
Well, good thing we have the Knight of Tools right here, and I pat the kid on the back.
he looks up at you like that is the best compliment as ever.
Aw.
And he goes, yeah. And he starts going over and fixing up the wagon wheel. Now, Fluffles, you are entitled to an investigation check. What happened?
Yeah. I'll check and see if I can see anything, maybe a dip in the road or something getting lodged or whatnot. My mics are floating away from me. Yes. Okay. Let's see. 20. Investigation. Okay. It's 16.
Okay, a 16. So you look at the wagon wheel and you can tell that there's nothing lodged in it. And looking at the road, there's nothing strange about it. I guess a better question is are you looking at the road or are you looking at the wagon wheel?
It's more so like where the wheel would have caught. So like underneath the wheel, sort of. But
Sure.
like the wheel.
You can see...
You can see that there is something going on with the road. Where the rocks are with the cobblestone, it looks like something is poking through, or maybe was poking through, but it's no longer there. Actually, there's nothing that would alert you to any kind of presence.
Ildalia has disembarked. She is monitoring the situation. She has absolutely no idea how to help, but she's watching.
Sure. You watch Lauren just kind of walk down to the end of the part, down at you. He kind of looks down at you and goes, "Hey,
Hi.
there's no need to be on edge. Are you like grabbing your bow right now, like kind of ready for danger, or what's the situation?"
She's keeping an eye on the woods, looking, kind of watching them casually, more so just monitoring the space.
Sure.
Noted. You do notice that up ahead a little bit seems to be an outcropping where many other travelers have pulled their carts off to the side. And next to that, you can see that there are some stone steps that lead up the way a little bit, almost like a little hidden trail.
Does the situation in front of me look remotely manageable, or does it look like I can wander away?
You can probably get away with wandering away as Perrin and Bert trying to do the best they can to patch up the week.
I'd like to tap Lorelei on the back.
Yes, how can I help you?
Want to go on an adventure?
Absolutely.
And then I start walking
Hey.
towards this stone staircase.
Okay.
And I follow.
Got it? Okay. So when you guys come up here, the wagons are not currently in this position.
Oh.
Okay, so which of you takes lead, or which one takes point?
I take the lead up the stairs,
Sure.
cautiously.
While we're not in combat, you guys can freely move about. When we get into combat, I'll kind of explain.
Oh, cool. Love that. Okay.
I'm just using my blind trust and kind of wanting to get out of a situation where I'm sitting and doing nothing, to just follow this new person.
As you guys approach,
There is a knocked-over statue that has been probably lost to time by some degree in the middle of this stone pavilion. Around it, the tents, by the way, are not there yet. But, you know, you can see that this was probably a place of worship at one point, and unfortunately, the statue has just become dilapidated and is completely ruined.
Ildalia, completely ignoring the statue, gasps, delightedly. Oh my goodness, flowers! And takes off over to one of the many patches of purple flowers.
There are a variety of purple and yellow flowers that are here. You can pick up that this is the D&D equivalent of lavender.
Immediately start gathering it. Immediately shove it in my bag.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yes?
I kind of, in response to that, because we have a newfound acquaintanceship, I kind of warily glance around the clearing as Ildalia kind of scampers off to play with flowers, and I comment under my breath, I thought she liked rocks, not flowers, and start heading towards where the crumbled statue is.
Sure.
So I'm gonna just head up that way.
If you want,
And then,
you can make a religion.
okay.
With
8.
the way that it has crumbled, it's just really hard to read with the masonry. The good news is, however, you can tell by looking at the candles that clearly somebody is coming here to try and pay tribute to whoever this was. The candles are still fairly fresh, although fully extinguished at this point.
Interesting. I don't know what to do next. I just kind of
I got you.
I observe my surroundings.
Very good.
I don't know.
Ildalia approaches, chewing on something, which you are only hoping, I'm sure, is not the flowers that were on the floor there. So who's that guy?
Unfortunately, your guess is as good as mine. Clearly, the statue's crumbled away and has become dilapidated, but the candles make it seem like somebody's been here at least a little bit recently.
You hear from behind you as Lauren approaches. That would be Pelor, the Dawn Father.
Oh.
Or at least what remains of
Hmm.
representation. This is a normal spot where we camp out at. For a little, and he kind of checks his timepiece. Well, early. Camp out here, unfortunately. We're going to have to really push through on the second day. But the wagon wheel in the current state, by the way, Fluffles, you guys come to the conclusion it's not going to be a quick fix, and it's probably going to take. So, Lauren makes the notion that, you know, it might not be the worst idea to set up camp here, at least while Bert, Aaron work on the wagon wheel longer.
Can I look around to see if there's anything else of interest other than the statue?
Absolutely.
What do I roll? What?
Perception check.
Perception check. Do I just click on perception? Okay.
Can I ask what the statue was again? I heard the Dawn Father, but not the first name.
Pelor, P-E-L-O.
Okay.
And is that D-A-W-N?
Yes.
Or D-O-N? Okay.
Not the Godfather type of Dawn.
That's why I giggled.
I wanted it to be.
You come to me on the day of my daughter's wedding. You pay a tribute, I see. Ildalia, with that amazing perception roll, you do see that there is a small little trail that is south of the area.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm trying to move.
Also with your... Because elven ears are attuned to the forest, you hear the light crashing not too far.
Oh, okay. Approaching it. I am, again, very cautious.
Lauren kind of makes motion to you, Lorelei, and says, I'm going to go ahead and have everybody pull over here. Set up camp. You guys are welcome to do things from the cart, or if you want to kind of explore
The surrounding area, you are welcome to do that, although come here in about 5-10 minutes, you'll have to get some belongings from the cart.
Belongings with us? Like bags of things?
Mm-hmm. If you have
Okay.
bags of stuff on the carts, if you needed to make like a makeshift camp, he basically gives you the okay to do so.
I'll keep going with Ildalia.
Sure.
Sorry, question.
Answer.
Do I have anything? I don't know if I have anything.
You would have like a bedroll and everything that you would need for like a sleep, more or less.
Okay. Oh my god, a slumber party? Okay, great. Okay. Anyway, continuing I'm continuing then this little pathway. I look back at Lorelei and smile on my way.
For somebody who's so cautious, you sure are acting brave.
I know the woods. They won't hurt me.
Fair enough. Follow or lead the way, I should say.
I don't know where we're going.
Yep.
Working on it.
Okay, got you.
For those of you who are back at the cart, what are you guys up to?
Falcor, you can go first.
I would just be, tapping my foot and banging my staff as the bard plays. Probably look over at the tiefling woman sitting across from me and saying in a way that, like, she doesn't know how to take it, like,
With your beautiful red skin tone, I bet you can camouflage wonderfully this time of year.
She looks at you like, what? I mean, the only thing that I camouflage into is a good book. Oh, I'm not much of an outdoorsy person.
Oh, a book, is it? You're one of those letter learning types. That's wonderful. You must know all sorts of stories.
Yes, but also no. I'm more of a scholar of the math variety. Numbers are more my thing.
Numbers. Numbers are so important. I can't count the number of times that I've made a potion and put in the wrong number of ingredients and poof, everything goes cattywampus.
The old man that's sitting at the end of the cart, who has now gotten off to stretch as an audible, like, crack, 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 as he stretches out his back, goes, I've been in the same boat so many times. It's good to hear that a fellow alchemist joins us on this journey.
An alchemist? Oh, no, just a little of this and a little of that. You know how it is.
Yes. I am something of a scientist myself. Going back over. I see.
Oh wait. Is Fluffles doing anything?
Oh, yes. Fluffles. Terribly sorry.
No, you're fine. I'd just be chilling with Perrin, so.
Perrin is very perplexed by what is happening.
Fluffles, I'm trying to look for a root cause of what happened to our wheel, but I can't seem to find anything. It's the strangest thing. It's like the wheel was crushed, but there's no rocks or anything that would stick out to me. That's so weird. How can a wheel be crushed without something?
Crushed? I think you said something was like poking up out of the road.
Well, you can see that there's an unnatural place where the rock has split.
Okay. See, I have walked lots of rocks. I know rocks. That rock is not okay.
You see, that's what I was thinking too. I can't find anything that would be... Oh god, I don't know. Bert, what do you make of all this?
That rock seems strangely broken. Maybe it was crushed by another rock.
Other rock?
Other rock. I do apologize. Red boat might be.
Shit.
He's Fred boat.
It's not a stream without technical difficulties.
That is true.
So right, bestie.
There we go.
Okay. Is there a way that we could I don't know, if I could if we could team lift the cart to get a better look at it, or no?
Absolutely. So you guys want to try and lift the cart to see if you can check under the wheel. Go ahead and make a strength check for me.
Okay. Shrimp. Bam. Wow.
Rolls a 4.
Oh, Bert.
So you guys are
He
able
forgot
to.
his back.
You hear him go, ooh! You watch as Lauren, who's now coming back from the trail, runs over to help out and goes, Bert, move us. And try as well. There we go. Natural 20.
Oh, yay.
You guys are successfully able to move the cart back up to an upright position. Here, Perrin is able to look underneath the cart. Same thing where it looks like something has jet out from cobblestone, but can't. Nothing of substance.
You can tell that the cobblestone has cracked here in unnatural ways, but there is nothing of substance here that would suggest that something came out and hit the wagon wheel or did any kind of irreparable damage to it. It's really odd.
Oh, that's spooky. Okay. Well, it wasn't another rock. So it looks like we're gonna be here for a while. I'm gonna go set up camp or something.
Of course. And Lauren looks at everybody and goes, may I have your attention, please? We're going to be making a stop here for the evening, probably, judging by the time. And he looks at a little mobile sundial. We don't have that long until sundown. Going to take a step over to the noble cart and talk with the driver for a minute. Yngabolg, does that upset you in any way, or are you natural or okay with running a little behind schedule?
Oh yeah, no, it'd be.
Oh, lovely. I couldn't think of a better place to spend the night. Now, which one of you lovely young things would like to help me carry my bag?
You watch as the bard kind of, oh, yeah, I can do that. Oh, that'll be so fun. I can whistle while we work.
Wonderful. And then she kind of jumps down from the carriage with more spring in her step than you'd expect.
So, as we follow you guys for a minute, as you guys prepare to stop for the evening and make final preparations for your camp, we'll go ahead and jump back over to Lorelei and Ildalia. You guys have come across a beautiful lake shore. And here you can see off in the distance there is still a statue that's intact upon some rocks that are out in the water. You can see that just like before at the other camp or at the other site, there are little stones here that tell the tale that somebody has camped here at one point as well.
Could I roll a perception check to see if there's anything else of note besides the statue?
Sure, go ahead. Nice perception check.
Sweet.
What in particular are you looking for?
Anything that would give me a hint as to who has previously been in the area, or any more information about either of the statues from the previous location or the one that's in front of us.
Sure.
So from here you can see that Lauren's impression that was Polar was correct. Although you can't see the front face of the statue, you know for a fact based on the silhouette that is Polar. Now, as far as your secondary question as to who's been here, there is a massive amount of tracks here, so you know that you're relatively safe here. But as far as who, you're a little bit unsure, but this is a popular spot to stop, evident by the tracks.
Interesting.
What else do you guys do?
Ildalia runs to the fallen driftwood on the edge of the water. She is absolutely tickled and collecting any shells, small rocks, bits of driftwood that she can find right on the water's edge.
Sure, yeah. As you are at the water's edge and you're making little splashes in the waves, you can see that there are fish that scurry away from you in the water. Running up to the driftwood, it is clearly old, dilapidated, not any time recently.
Can I guess I can just move myself. I'm gonna wander also towards the water's edge, but look kind of like longingly or like in admiration of the statue, not in the sense of the fact that the person that he is, but that a community or a group of people cared enough to build something for him for like a memorial.
Yeah. As you're looking at the statue, though, I need you to go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw.
Absolutely. Let me see. Where am I at?
Okay, so with a 15, you can't help but hear in the back of your mind a chuckle, like a feminine chuckle.
Oh no.
But nothing beyond that.
Not you again.
There is no answer, although, do you say that out
Fair
loud?
enough. Yes, but more like to myself than like for anybody else to hear me.
Got it.
How good is my hearing?
Extremely well. With a 26
Oh,
on your
God.
perception check before, I'd say that it's very well. Although, if
I-
you want to roll another perception check, you're entitled to.
I like perception checks.
Sure, go for it. Okay.
Never mind. I liked the first one better.
With a 16. You see that she says something, but you cannot audibly hear it. Maybe it's because of the sound of the waves, but you just miss it.
I've noticed the statue. I assume correct.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. I call out across the water, across the beach. Did you know him?
No, I was just admiring the work.
I approach. Do you build statues?
I don't, but I do admire those that do.
It takes a lot of people.
It does. And a lot of respect for the people that these memorials and statues are built for.
I'm considering the statue for a moment. Do you think he was important?
He must have been for enough people to, I guess I'm having a brain fart, but memorialize or like idolize him to the point that he was made forever.
If you guys want, now that you know who the Dawnfather is, you guys are entitled to a history or a religion check. Really, it's whichever one you prefer if you want to roll.
Mine are the same.
I was gonna say mine are both garbage. They're both 1, so
Same. So I'll roll religion.
I'll roll history.
Damn, with a natural 20.
Oh!
Nice.
Okay. We'll start with Lorelei. So obviously at this point you know who the Dawnfather is. There are many myths and stories told about him. Pelor is the one that is responsible for bringing the sunlight, and everything that the sun touches in some way, shape, or form thanks him, is, not subservient, I don't want to say that something like that, but they worship him, they honor him whenever the sun is up and about. It's about at this moment in time, though, that you pull out the medallion that you're wearing, and you take a look at it, and you notice that the iconography is the same, but the more that you inspect it, you notice that it's different. You're not quite sure why, but the material is evidently not from this area. It's kind of a mystery to you.
That's very interesting. I don't know what else to do besides kind of continue to look kind of questioningly, but also in mild confusion of why what would ideally be a representation of him as well, why mine is different.
Is a fantastic question. But to address Ildalia, what specifically do you want to know about Pelor? Is there something specific on your mind?
That's a great question that I don't have an answer to at this time. Salem, is there anything we want to know about this man? I don't come from here.
I don't want to go too far into it, but I probably have a better general understanding already, so.
Can I give my history check to Salem?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Oh, after roll history check?
No, can I give her my 20 or whatever it is?
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
The natural.
Sure. Sure.
So I'll use that history check to explain why the material is different. You know, sometimes in religion, you have different religions, right? But they're talking about the same entity, but it's represented in two separate ways. The medallion that you have could possibly be something like that, where it's from a different time period or it's representing a different religion altogether, although both of them acknowledge some Dawn Father, some kind of sun-like god. Yours is much older and is definitely not from around these parts, for lack of better terms. It's about at this point, as you guys are staring off into here, the work begin back in the main part of the grove. You can hear the wagons approaching with an audible halt again as the one wagon drops to the side, and you can almost hear Bert shout like his toe got stubbed.
We should probably help.
Right, we also left our belongings in the caravan as well, so should head back.
I scurry into the woods.
Perfect.
And I traipse after.
As you scurry back, you see everybody kind of taking spots. This nameless noble seems to be helping you out, Yngabolg, as she your goods. The bard is also assisting too. Do you pack light, or do you have a lot of things?
I would be packing pretty light. It's less that she can't carry her bag and more that she likes just getting people to do those things.
Point. Fluffles, where are you looking at all this?
I would pretty much just be with Perrin. So if Perrin is like going into camp, I would be wherever he is.
Aaron is currently being, I don't know how you would put it, maybe briefed by Bert. Because of the way that the cart approached, Bert was trying to give him instructions as like, hey, park the cart here. And when he did that, he may have accidentally run over part of his toe, which is a fault of Bert as well for standing so close to the cart.
Wait, Bert got his toe ran over?
Yes.
Oh my god, this guy.
You watch as the older half-elf woman takes the horses away from the carts and takes them a little bit more north to set up troughs and starts feeding them. The noblewoman, she ends up going with the, let's call him the driver. They kind of pass through the camp. They don't really say anything. They don't really make eye contact with anybody, and they're kind of more direct in setting up their camp for the evening.
Ugh, okay. Well, I'm gonna use lay on hands to heal his hurt toe.
Sure. He only took 1 HP of
That is fine.
damage. But your lay on hands is appreciated. You watch as Bert sighs in relief and stops cursing at the kid and just kind of puts his hands on his hips for a minute and just kind of looks.
You are welcome.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I guess that one was kind of on me. Sorry,
Yes,
kid.
do not blame that kid. He did nothing wrong.
Like, I'm really sorry, Mr. Bert. Wasn't. And he goes, I know. And you watch as Bert throws an arm around the kid.
Ah, bonding moment. Very good. Okay, I'm gonna go into the camp now.
Okay. Quickly scurry away. My job here is done.
And I would have my bag with me too. I just have a backpack.
Perfect. Within about 30 minutes time, the camp is as it appears currently. The tents have been set up, and you guys to decide where you want to camp out for the evening.
Well, I do like a fire. I guess I would be like my little bedroll area, I guess, would be set up like probably back there, like under the shade of the tree.
Sure. You notice that next to Edric's little hammock he has set up, there's a nice little like spot for you to curl up at.
Well, if nobody's gonna take this spot right here,
You guys
I'll
don't
just settle down.
you don't have to camp right here. You could camp over by the water as well if you wanted.
Oh, I'm thinking that this is my little bedroll, but I'm just sitting by the fire for now.
Actually, I changed my mind. I'm gonna go over here. Because it's a cozy little nook, kind of
It is very
alone.
cozy.
It feels feels well protected by the trees, but also kind of private and away from the others.
Got it.
Yeah, Yngabolg would definitely want to be where like the good conversation was happening.
Oh yeah, this is definitely the social area.
Right next to the bard.
Yeah.
Gosh. Okay.
I go back to get my bedroll, but can I do like a quick little like Snoopy Snoop of the nicer looking caravan?
Sure, for it.
Do I still actually need to go get my stuff from the
No.
caravan technically? Okay.
Is it this one? It's this one. Do
How
I do a
late?
perception check?
Yeah, if you're just looking at it, then that would be the
Just
case.
a quick Snoopy Snoop, yeah.
Sure. The 12.
You notice that most of the belongings of that noble person have already been cleaned out from the cart. But there is one thing of interest here. On the seat, there is a letter that is only addressed to somebody called the Duchess.
I don't know who that is, so I go back.
At this point, everybody has seen who the noblewoman is, and you watch as Edric kind of notices her as she takes one more pass over to her tent, and he kind of quietly says, "By the gods, that's the Duchess." He says it quietly under his breath, but loud enough for everybody to hear it. And it's at that point that you guys start to realize that that is the Duchess of Daggerford. That's the mayor, or equivalent of a mayor. Like, she runs the city of Daggerford, where you guys are heading to. To be here with a bunch of travelers is unique, but not terribly out of the ordinary.
Can you give
sorry,
us a
which
little
ones?
like a fourth wall breaking, just a little rundown of like she would be very well known, very respected,
Sure.
like just to kind of explain her position and
vibe.
area. Yeah.
No, yeah, to explain her reverence to the story, or relevance to the story, she is, if we were to compare to the real world, she's the mayor. She runs the government of Daggerford. She is fairly benevolent, although it is very odd that she is traveling by carriage with commoners. By no means is she like an evil woman or anything necessarily, but normally she would travel with like an entourage of knights. So this is a little out of the ordinary for her. But aside from that, she's not a bad lady or anything like that. It's just odd seeing her here in this condition, or in this makeup is the way that I would put it.
Sorry, who said this originally?
Who said which part?
Who pointed her out?
That would be Edric.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
What is the town name of where we're headed again?
Daggerford.
Oh, so we're going to Daggerford.
Yep.
Okay. Do we know, I'm assuming we all came from different places, so we were just kind of like picked up along the way?
Yes. It's just going from
Okay.
one town over to the next one. Daggerford would be.
Okay.
And also, just to clarify, like, Daggerford is not a very large town. It's not, like LA or anything like that. It is a small town that is kind of set up along the way from, oh man, why can't I think of the name off the top of my head? From Baldur's Gate all the way up to Neverwinter, which is kind of like the next big city. By no means, though, is it not established or well defendable or anything like that. Like, it is a prevalent town, just a little bit smaller. Though, as you guys are all gathered here around the campfire, you're discussing that. Just to clarify, nobody is sleeping down by the lake, right? Or
Oh wait, can I do that?
Absolutely.
Okay. I liked it over there.
There will be a little campfire scene here, and then want to be by the lake for sleeping, that is totally fine. It is up to you if you want to partake in the campfire scene or not.
Wait, sorry, I don't know if I'm allowed to ask this. Will I get murdered if I go to the lake
No, you will
alone?
not.
Should I bring a friend?
It might be wise to bring a friend wherever you go. I will not give any. But
Scared. Okay, I'm not at the campfire, but I am approaching Lorelei, the only person I've interacted with at this point. You can do your campfire. I apologize.
I would
Double check.
advise that we watch from a distance, but maybe not be quite so involved. Just because I haven't had any interactions really with anybody else either, so I'm a little distrusting of everybody.
That's fair.
But I'm still curious of like what's going on.
Yeah, I
But
would
if
be very
Ildalia wants to go, we can go afterwards.
Oh, sorry, I'm unclear on the timeline of this. That's my bad. I meant more so like I was walking away before the campfire thing happened, so I thought that I was missing it, but also I'm more than happy to watch from the distance over here.
Campfire has not happened yet. Want to be there? You're more than. It's just going to be story time, more or less. And after that, we'll see what happens.
I'll listen from over here. I'm okay.
Okay. Sure.
Are we within earshot?
Yeah, absolutely. They are not
Okay.
right about any of it.
Okay, perfect.
So we fast forward a little bit in time. The sun has set at this point. The fire is roaring. Now, you guys have already encountered Tessa, who is the bard with the lyre that is next to her. You can tell that she is preparing to tell this camp story. She's very, very excited about it. Across the way, you can see old Branor is the older man, and you watch as he reaches into a coat pocket and pulls out a small flask of something, and then takes a drink. Clearly something alcoholic, but he's not trying to get drunk or anything like that per se.
Okay, very forthright. Okay.
Really quick, I just have like a logistics question. Because I'm just really bad with names. Is there a way that we can see all the NPCs' names that we have like interacted with on screen?
Let me go ahead and do that.
Just because I'll hear a name and I'll forget it like instantly. So.
You mouse over
Also,
Tessa.
I was gonna ask a question for Pi. Is Fluffles keeping the helmet on all the
Yes.
time? Okay.
Yes.
Alright.
Now the name should be appearing.
It's very clean. The armor is very clean. But the cape is not. The cape is like, I guess I didn't really explain it all that well, but the cape is much like how you described your clothing, where it looks like somebody just took a bunch of different fabrics and sort of put it all together.
Okay, so as the group settles around the fire, Tessa leans forward, her voice dropping into a more hushed tone, the flickering flames casting eerie shadows upon her face. Have you ever heard the tale of the Lantern Keeper? She begins, her voice carrying a playful yet ominous cadence. It's a story my grandmother used to tell, about a forest much like this one, where travelers would often lose their way. They speak of a flickering light in the distance, a lantern swinging gently, as if held by a kind hand leading them back to safety. But those who followed the light soon found themselves deeper in the woods, far from the path. Tessa pauses, letting the fire crackle ominously. They say the Lantern Keeper was once a humble guide, a man who helped lost souls find their way. But one night a storm rolled in, and he ventured out to save a lost child. Neither of them ever returned. Weeks later, a hunter found his lantern hanging from a tree. The glass cracked, but the flame was still burning. Now the Lantern Keeper roams the woods, guiding the lost not to safety, but to join him in the shadows. Her eyes glint as she leans closer, and if you ever see a light in the woods that flickers and never goes out, remember this. It's not trying to save you. It's trying to keep you.
The silence that follows is thick with unease, and the forest suddenly seems much darker as everyone kind of sits quietly around the fire for a minute. And Edric kind of goes, "Ugh, enough of this gloom," he declares. "Let me tell you the story of how I saved a village with nothing but my wits and a turnip." Tessa groans, rolling. Now, Edric begins, twirling a ring on his finger. "This was back in my younger days when I was a humble trader traveling from village to village. I arrived at a little hamlet called Brookbottom, a quaint place known for two things, their annual turnip festival and their terrible luck. The festival was just a week away when disaster struck. A freak storm rolled in and flooded their fields, ruining their prized crop. No turnips, No festival, no joy. Pauses dramatically. Now, being the resourceful dwarf that I am, I remembered that I happened to have a single enormous turnip in my wagon, left over from a trade. But did I just hand it over? Of course not! Where's the fun in that? Instead, I told them it was no ordinary turnip, but a magical one, blessed by the gods themselves. It could bring prosperity to ward off bad luck, and it was paraded only if it was paraded through the village with the utmost reverence. And you watch as Tessa bellyaches. Let me guess. They bought it. Oh, they bought it, Edric said, chuckling. The whole village turned out singing hymns and tossing flowers as they carried that turnip through the streets. They even made a little tiny throne for it. And lo and behold, the very next day the sun came out, their fields began to recover, and they declared the festival back on. They hailed me as a hero, a miracle worker. He spreads his arms wide, basking in the imaginary applause. Of course, I didn't tell them that it was just good weather and a bit of luck, but why spoil the magic? The group that is collectively sitting around the fire groans, some shaking their heads. And you watch as Old Branner raises an eyebrow at him and goes, Edric, is there any genuine part about you? He grins, tipping his imaginary hat. Only my charm, only my charm. Edric kind of looks around at the rest of the campfire. So, Yngabolg, is it right? Tell me a story about where you come from. Tell me about a heroic deed that you did.
Oh, well, you know, when you've lived as long as I have, things start to blur together, really. I'm just a simple old woman who lives a quiet life in the woods. Nothing much to tell.
Oh, but surely you've done something. Tell me about the toe.
Oh, yes. Well, this is my legacy. This is the toe that came from one of my giant ancestors. Yes, you wouldn't know it, would you? But I am descended from cloud giants.
Tessa goes, what are their songs like?
Oh, well, I personally haven't visited the clouds. It's been a long, long time. That's how old this toe is.
Tessa looks over at Fluffles and goes, what about you? What stories do you have to tell?
I do not have any of my own to tell.
And she smiles and goes, well, what about somebody else's?
No.
You watch as Edric turns back towards you, Ildalia. Are you still over there by Lorelei?
I'm sorry, I was muted and didn't realize. I'm half listening to the story, but still over here with Lorelei. But I'm not like directly engaging with the group.
Tessa kind of makes motion for you to come over and, hey, you're welcome to join us. You don't have to sit so far away.
I look to Lorelei and I look to Lorelei. Do you want to go?
Hello? Oh, there we
Hello.
go.
There you
Sorry. I'm figuring out push to talk, clearly. I don't know
It's okay.
how to work that. We may as well, if we're going to be traveling with them, it may be good to know the people we are spending time with a little bit better.
And it's fun.
Is that what we're calling it?
As you guys walk over. All right. New people to the fire. I don't know who you are. What are your names?
Ildalia speaks up first, of course. Well, I'm Ildalia. I'm a hunter. She holds her bow forward. I've never been here before. I'm assuming you haven't either.
No, I can't say that I have.
I look to Tessa. That's very nice. Did you get it from a friend?
Oh,
Her liar.
yeah. Yes, I got it from an ex-lover. But this one was the kindest.
Nice.
Well, that's the best thing that ex-lovers are for, you know. You have to collect something from each one.
Yes, much like a heart. No, I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. No, I fear I'm much of a heartbreak, but I do write songs about them. As you guys kind of enter the camp, notice that old Branner speaks up. And you there in the back, what is your name?
You can call me Lorelei. I try not to share too much about myself, but I will say I'm a cleric and I've got an interesting mission. I've got some stuff to learn about myself.
Oh, well, even in my old age, I'm still learning quite a bit about myself too. No, I've just noticed that I have an extra freckle on my left hand. Kind of show. Perhaps it's just my old age and I'm becoming forgetful. But always good to keep an open mind about the world.
Oh, you're still just a whippersnapper. You can't fool me.
Ooh, yeah. Perhaps at heart, but not much anymore. No doubt, and he cracks his back again with an audible snap. Snap. I'm too old for the adventuring type, so I learn the most from company that I keep. Speaking of, Ildalia, do you have any stories to tell?
Stories. She looks thoughtful. That's not typically my job.
Whose job is it?
She's saddened by this. Typically Timlin or one of the elders, but not me.
Timlin, your village's storyteller?
He was. He had many good stories. I'm not remembering many now, but I remember him.
Tell us about Timlin.
He had 2 children, a wife. He told wonderful stories with so much emotion you'd feel like you were right there, like you could touch the ocean, like you could feel the waves. I'd like to hear one of his stories again. And she seems to be on the verge of tears.
Oh, well. You know, the best part about stories that I've come to find is that they keep our memories fresh, and that's what I like the most about them. Without stories, how would we be able to tell our departed ones' legacies? We wouldn't. You notice that he kind of trails off. I'm very happy to hear about your friend Timlin.
She smiles softly, but she says nothing else.
He goes, I've got a tale to tell. And he cracks open a large book that he's been carrying with him and proceeds to tell a very long wind, probably the 30 minutes. As everybody settles in, where are you guys going to?
So are we like eating or drinking anything as we're sitting around, or is it kind of everyone for themselves, or?
Oh yes, it's definitely everybody for themselves. You watch as, Tessa pulls out like a piece of jerky, and Brandon probably pulls something out from his coat, like a piece of bread or something. But it's all totally on you guys. You know, you guys want to eat or drink whatever you want. That's totally fine.
Is it obvious that Yngabolg is like a magic user?
That
Like, do you carry a staff around or anything?
Well, yeah, I've got my staff with my toe on it.
Oh, yeah, that probably is very magical, I would assume.
I mean, you don't know. It could just be a walking stick.
That is true. That is true. I was
Have
just
we ever
curious.
come across anybody who has a toe on their walking stick going on hikes
Oh,
and
good
whatnot?
lord.
But she does seem like particularly unnervous to be traveling around alone as an old lady. So, chances are she's got some sort of powers.
Yeah.
She has a
some tricky
disembodied toe. I can't see why she'd
yeah, I
ever
don't know
be
if I would
nervous.
fuck with that person.
So, where is everybody going to be camping out tonight? I know that Lorelei and Ildalia, that you guys have been down to the lake, which would make for an ideal camping spot. But really, it's up to you guys. Where do you guys feel the most comfortable for the evening?
Ildalia is very in her feels. She does not directly invite Lorelei, but she kind of quietly starts wandering down the path, perhaps scavenging some berries or little snackies on her way.
Got it.
Fluffles does take note of this.
As Ildalia and I have probably been the closest out of anybody else that I've interacted with, I just follow her. I'm a little bit worried after the interaction I saw at the fire.
I'm pretty antisocial, so I'm gonna go to where I'm most comfortable and probably like go find a corner up here next to Lauren's tent.
Sure.
Is that another pathway to the north?
But it's something I have not drawn out. I'll be honest.
Understood.
Yngabolg, you'll be sleeping there tonight.
Yeah. Staying near the fire.
As you guys wander down the path, I imagine at some point during the day, if you guys are planning on camping down there, you probably established a tent or two, right?
Sure.
Okay.
I did see last time we were there that there were remnants of what looked to be a campfire, so we probably posted up around there.
Perfect. Said it better myself.
How convenient!
These are so nice.
What do you guys do?
Ildalia immediately retreats into her tent, still very much in her feels.
Okay. Lorelei, you do anything special before?
Is this fog that I'm seeing in front of me? Can I investigate the fog, possibly? Or would a perception check be better for that?
Either is fine. You can do perception check though.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that.
Natural
Just
20.
to see if there's anything weird about it.
The faintest glimmer of magic is on it. Cannot tell what the magic is doing or that nature. It doesn't seem to be choking fog or anything problem with it as it floats across the entire lakeside.
But it could just be, the remnants of fey creatures around the forest or something to that effect.
Okay, fair enough. I take note and just kind of do one last surveying of my surroundings and then just tuck myself into my tent.
Sure. Okay, so in order to explain the next couple scenes, you have to imagine that it takes place kind of across the campsite as a whole. Although we're only going to be focusing on a couple things at a time. So we'll start with Ildalia. You are a wood elf. You only have to meditate for 4 hours a night in order to get a full long rest. That's not to say that, elves don't dream, because they do, of like electric sheep and whatnot. So, what is the last thing on your mind while you are in this meditative state? What are you thinking on? What are you reflecting on?
I'm thinking about one of Timlin's stories from back when I was home. It's about the main part of it that I'm thinking about is what causes the winds in the trees.
Okay, so you're meditating on that, and it's a beautiful memory as you and Timlin are walking through the forest, and he's explaining these things to you. You're kind of off up ahead, and you hear his voice trailing off, talking about the wind, and it's a really beautiful memory. But that beautiful memory is rather suddenly interrupted, as in your dream, the wind grows cold, and a gust of it picks up and hits you. Something is weird about that, and the dream seems all too real suddenly. You turn around, and this is the first time that you see, as a memory, this is when you saw the smoke rising from your village, and with that you snap awake. Something is not right. Something is amiss. Something is wrong. It's cold. It's really, really cold in real life. It's quiet, eerily, way too quiet, and it is starting to really upset you and freak you out.
Quietly, I crouch down, keeping my eyes on the waters, my back to the tent and approach. Do I have like a good amount of space between me and Lorelei's tent, or can I get there pretty quickly?
You can get there pretty quick. And just for reference too, all these squares on the map are about 5 feet.
Okay.
20 feet away from you.
I approach the tent. Lorelei, please. Lorelei.
Do I respond?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I'm shaken awake. What's up?
There's something happening. There's something going on. It's too quiet. It's cold. There's so much wind.
You
My
notice-
back is against the tent.
You can't tell if she's still dreaming or not. There is no wind currently, but she is definitely flustered by something.
Are you sure?
And the fire's still here. The fire's still lit. There's still fire.
Yes, there is. Are you having a vision of sorts, or
She shakes her head and just
Yeah.
keeps shaking it.
you're awake? Are you okay?
No, we're not okay. It's not okay.
There is an audible snap from the wood.
What was that?
I start backing towards the main camp.
Are you?
Oh, so you're gonna lead me out here, and now you're gonna leave me alone?
I'm
Really?
not going fast, but
Really?
I'm backing up. You can
No,
come with me.
I say that as the character.
Oh, I am panicked, looking to Lorelei. There are tears in my eyes. I'm gripping my bow. I can't do this again. I'm not doing this again.
Make a check. Both of you, because I imagine that both of you are up and about out of the point. Ildalia, your tears that are in your eyes are making it a little hard to see, but what you can tell is off in the distance there appears to be, in that tree line, is a long, tall, slender-looking humanoid. But upon closer inspection, it's a tree, but it's long and it's different. It's not quite the same. You do see that there are these little green lights that are flickering around the top of it, though.
The Lantern Man, the Lantern Keeper. She was talking about him. The storyteller was talking about him earlier. You heard her?
I did.
You guys basically see that this tree is not moving, and there is a very light breeze here that causes the other trees to sway, but this particular tree is like out of place, and it is very evidently clear that it is out of place because it is not moving at all.
I am frozen in fear.
Would an Arcana roll be of any help to me right now?
Arcana or nature might.
Yeah, I have higher for Arcana, just to kind of see if I can interpret what it is, if it's actually a tree or if it's like something otherworldly, I suppose. Oh no!
10. You can't really make the difference. Perhaps a closer inspection, although both of you have dark vision in black and white. Okay, so what you basically see is a humanoid figure made of wood, tall and lanky, elongated limbs. And as you continue to look up towards the crown of this thing, you can see clearly that there is a carving of like a wooden deer skull. Its antlers stretch high and thin. And that light almost hangs like an anglerfish's light source, where it just kind of bobs around. It's upon realizing that you start to realize that is not a light source, but maybe it's more so its eyes, and they are floating around, looking, searching. And it is upon that realization that the head and eye snap in your direction.
I have no idea what to do.
Well, how about I say this? It emerges from the tree line.
Ew.
No!
Sorry, I didn't say that in character. I apologize.
It emerges from the tree line. Ew.
Ew, gross.
And this is where I kindly ask both of you to roll for initiative.
I need initiative because I don't know what to do, bro.
How does one do that? Where's that at?
So, if you look at your character
Oh,
sheet,
I found it.
this. Okay. Don't worry,
Tramp.
Fluffles and Yngabolg. We'll get to what's going on in your guys' side of the camp here in just a moment.
Oh, good.
He really said, but wait, there's more.
But wait, there's more. Lorelei, you go first. This thing is skinny and long and lanky. Its elongated limbs carved from wood. You can tell that it's got claws that are probably a good foot long.
Sorry, is this a fight?
This may be a fight.
Oh. Okay. I call out to it. My voice is broken. Hello?
I have to microphone to do this, but what you hear, and it starts lurching toward.
We didn't hear anything, just so you know.
Okay. It calls out like a.
Your mic keeps eating what you're saying.
It's Discord. Discord does that.
It's
They have
Discord
like a
sound depression.
It
Yeah.
cries out like a deer. And
Okay.
it lurches
like
towards you
a, like
guys.
a,
I want to hear the deer noise.
Thanks, Discord. I appreciate you and everything you do. It definitely has some sort of malevolence to it. Not a nice creature. Lorelei, you are.
Are we like sure?
99% positive.
Okay, great, thanks.
Lorelei,
Okay.
you are first. What do you do?
Good question. I don't know how to look at my options on my character sheet. Like where.
There are middle there attacks and spell casting. You can see that you have a light crossbow, a mace, and then your spells are on the spell tab.
That's cool that you can control it from your side. Can I cast Guiding Bolt so that Ildalia has advantage if she chooses to attack?
Absolutely. Just remember that you only have a couple guiding bolts before you have to take a long rest, which we'll get into that later. But you only have 3 of them.
That's fine. And do I just click on it to use it?
Hey, with a 14, that does hit its armor class. Go ahead and roll the damage.
Which is
To
where?
the right of that. You'll see that it has... Okay, so you clicked on the attack that's right there. Now to the right of that, you see 46 radiant.
Yes. Okay, sorry.
Click that. 12 points of radiant damage. You watch as this thing alights. What does your divine magic look like? What is the color of it? What does it look like?
It is somewhat of a cross between like lightning and flame. So it's goldish in color with kind of sparks. But it's irregular, not like a regular flame would be.
You watch as a divine arc comes shooting across from your hand, I imagine. That's where you cast it?
Yes.
You watch as this happens. Whee! As it goes
Love.
over. And
That's so cute.
absolutely,
Iconic.
for lack of better terms, obliterates the creature that it was in front of you, instantly lighting it in holy flame, and it crumples to the ground. But where you imagine
Hells
that
yeah.
there is one, must be more. We are
I look
currently out of
Terrified. I look terrified at Lorelei at this point.
Should we investigate further or go back to camp and warn the others?
It is at that notion that you can't help but hear sound of swords clashing against trees and screams coming from.
Well, I guess that makes the choice for us. And I head back towards camp.
Got it. Run off. Now, to allow the other players. What was a quiet evening has quickly turned into anything but, as you guys were suddenly set on by what appears to be like wooden wolves with glowing green eyes, and those weird treant-like beings have emerged from the wood and have started tearing the place asunder. Some of the treants have already come and attacked and grabbed you. Everybody saw it. It's totally fine. But you know that they have grabbed people and have already making off. You hear the halfling woman, or not halfling, half-elf woman cry out for Perrin, as Perrin has been taken. You watch as Lauren and the unnamed gentleman that guards the Duchess's tent are currently mid-fighting, and you hear the scream come from her tent.
So, what have you guys been up to?
I probably would have been trying to get some sleep.
Well, sleep no longer, as your camp is besieged by weird wooden creatures.
Did I see Perrin get taken away?
Oh yeah, you guys saw Perrin get taken, and you see as more of these treant-like beings.
So what direction are they taking everybody in? If it is the same direction.
There we go. You watched as Perrin was taken.
Okay.
There are still other that are emerging from the wood.
Yeah, I'm gonna get ready with my shield and I'm going to draw out my longsword.
Got it. Yngabolg, what are you?
Well, I have a question. So basically, I imagine that every day after a long rest, when she wakes up, she would just automatically apply mage armor. So is it possible, since this is like the end of a day, like the spell slot's gone, but it doesn't take an action now? Because hypothetically, she would have cast it on herself in the morning.
Okay, yeah. It lasts for 8 hours. So you would have instantly applied it. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
You watch as you're waking up, there's one of those treant things that seems to be coming right at you. You hear Edric scream as he takes a slash in the back, and he runs running away. You can see everybody here is battle tested to some point. Some are clinging to life, others are totally okay. But what you do? Actually, a better thing to say. Roll for initiative.
Oh, okay.
For both you and Fluffles. And then Ildalia and Lorelei, I will get you guys in this in a... Like I said, this is all kind of happening simultaneously. All right, Yngabolg, it looks like you are first. I don't know why it's not popping up on my screen for some reason, or on your guys' screen, but you are first at 22.
They're not in the turn order. Okay. I think she'd kind of like, push aside her blankets and just kind of grumble like, oh, not these old bag of sticks again. And then she would point her staff towards him, and a crackling beam of lightning shoots out from the end of the toe.
Oh my god.
Perfect.
So I am going to be casting Witch Bolt.
Okay, go for it.
Okay.
22 to hit. Eve, that definitely hit. You're casting it on.
Yeah.
Okay. Roll damage.
Alright.
19 points of damage. That thing that is in front of you instantly just shatters. Very good.
And I think she would just kind of, she's not running or anything, but she might kind of just like shuffle in this direction.
Got it.
To see what's going on.
You hear Bert watching you get up. Bert looks over at you and goes, "They took Perrin."
Perrin.
The fuck is Perrin?
She's never met Perrin.
The boy, they took the boy. Cries half-elf woman. Is there anything else that you do on your turn?
No, I don't think so.
One of the wolves is going to run over at Lauren. Bite. 13, unfortunately. Watch as Lauren is dropped down dangerously low. You can tell Fluffles that he doesn't have long left in him. And the other wolf, their turn. Oh, never mind. Nope. As I was again. Fluffles, you're up.
Okay, so I have my sword drawn.
Yes.
I'm gonna take a whack at it. I was gonna ask on my fighting style, it says that I gain a +2 bonus at damage rolls. Is that to like the damage applied to it or to the roll itself?
That is automatically calculated. But it's
Okay, gotcha. Okay, can I just click this or would that work? I don't know.
Are you trying to click the sword?
Yes, can I just click on it?
Yeah. There should be... Perfect.
23.
23 hits. Definitely. Go
Okay.
ahead and roll that slashing hit.
And then that would be 6.
Damage and... that does seem to bring it down some. You quickly carve at the treant and... Math? You quickly carve at the treant's back as it was facing away from you, trying to go after Walden, who is the other gentleman that is next to Lauren. It now sees you as the current threat. So good job. Do you do
Good.
anything else on your turn?
No, I just sort of hold up my shield and prepare.
Okay. A 22, does that hit?
Yeah.
Take 5 points of damage from a swing, a swipe of the treant as it connects with you. You notice that its long, spindly wooden claws connect with your armor and rip through it. Not doing any permanent damage, but it definitely hurts. That is going to up to... That unfortunately also hit. Watch as Walden goes unconscious. Not dead, just unconscious. Okay, it is at this point, as or after the first round of combat, and you've heard the woman scream, that Ildalia and Lorelei come from the trail. Who is leading?
I suppose probably me because I was more in my right mind.
Sure. Okay, you both can roll initiative.
Well, that backfired.
Got it. For some reason it's not populating on the turn order. Don't worry about it. I've got it correct on my end. Yngabolg, you're up.
All right. Zelape. Okay. Wait, let me... Okay, so maybe stepping forward a little bit, she would kind of give the toe a little bit of a flick, like when you're trying to wake something up, and then she points it again, probably at the nearest dog here.
Got it.
And casting Witch Bolt again. So... Oh, so I don't have to roll attack again? Just
the
damage?
Other ent was already slain. So if for whatever reason the creature stayed alive, then you could automatically, as a bonus action, just do that damage. But unfortunately, this is a new creature. You'll have to roll.
Okay, it's just on my character sheet. There's
That's
not
continued, right?
No, it's just a dash in the attack roll.
Yeah, that's so the way that Witch Bolt works is you have your initial fire, right? So you fire the Witch Bolt, it hits the target, and it does that 2d12 damage up front. And then on your following turn, if that target is still alive, you can use a bonus action to fire again, like another zap of the Witch Bolt. But since you
but only on the same target.
Correct.
Oh, okay. So she'd have to use another spell slot to use it again?
Correct.
Okay, got it.
It's a very powerful spell, but only in small quantities.
Yeah. Might be the only one that might kind of work on these. All right. Well, she'll do another Witch Bolt anyways. I think I've got only one spell slot left, but
okay. That was nope. Okay, with a 9 to hit. Oh no, that was
good.
The damage. Roll the attack number next to that.
Well, there is no attack number on my sheet. I can just type it in though. Because we'd be going.
Oh wow! Right.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's up with that. And I think.
Really weird. I wonder why it's doing it. Huh.
Well, I can just do it manually.
Sure.
Well, damn, that was really low.
That was really low. Unfortunately, that one misses. Your Witch Bolt goes wide.
All right.
Do anything else on your turn?
Huh. Well, I think that she'd probably kind of move back into the shadows a little bit.
Got it. Okay. Ildalia, you're up. What do you do? Coming into the scene here, you see that there are two wooden wolves on Lauren and the gentleman that's guarding the Duchess's. You watch as that man falls over. Lauren exclaims out, "Walden, no!" Something like that. And then you see behind it another one of those tall, lanky wooden creatures is currently going after the dwarf in armor.
Who seems to be the most immediate threat? From my perspective.
From your perspective, you can make a perception roll, and I'll tell you that. Okay. With a 16, you can see that this wolf is probably about to tear into Walden. This wolf is about to attack Lauren again. Although Lauren looks pretty bloodied too, but he's still up. The large, lanky figure that is behind them is currently focusing on the knight character. Probably, or not knight, the paladin. Excuse me.
Not the knight.
Not the knight. So it's up to you. Maybe one of the wolves is a better target.
Taking a deep breath, she seems to go into autopilot. She smoothly approaches the campfire. I can move my character, I just realized. She approaches the campfire, dipping an arrow into it, and aiming at the wolf currently attacking not the Hat Man.
Got it. Highs or lows as far as that arrow catching fire. So you just tell me high or low, and then I'll roll. Yeah.
I don't understand what highs or lows means.
It's a chance thing. So basically, you dipped your arrow into the fire to see if it would catch a light, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to see if that arrow does catch on fire by either a high or low check. So it's basically you're taking.
Oh, okay.
Here.
I understand. Thank you. Highs.
Highs. The 22, unfortunately, your arrow does not count, but you let it loose regardless. So Go ahead and roll an attack roll on not Hat Wolf.
Do I just hit the short bow?
Yeah. Next to the short bow, there should be attack.
Yeah, and then I do the damage after.
Perfect. With a 12, you do connect that shot.
Oh, sorry.
Damage is 9. Yeah, you instantly and kill that wolf. Cool. That is the end of your turn, unless you wanted to specify doing anything else.
I turn to Lorelei. Do I know what she, like, how she did the? Sorry, this sounds so stupid.
No,
Do I know how she killed the previous thing?
Yeah, you watch as magic
Treant?
Flew out of her hand.
Like, I understand magic, etc.
Yes.
Cool. Okay. I look to her. Could you do that again?
I could, and I'm saying this out of character. Am I able to hit the tree man that's attacking Fluffles or heading towards Fluffles without hitting our other party members, or I guess
you can absolutely
Okay.
wanted style curve the bullet.
okay.
Hot. Sorry.
Perfect. Yeah, so I guess I'll do that whenever. Are you guys ready for me to do
Not yet.
that?
On my initiative order, I can see that you're at. So right
Got
now is Fluffles.
I'm going to attack with my sword again.
Do it.
16.
A 16 hits. Roll damage.
Yay, maybe I can roll above a 1 on my 1d8.
8.
Okay, it's a 10.
You watch as that or the treant crumbles down as you slash at its legs, and the magic dissipates as it falls over into just being a bundle of stick.
Okay, so I still get to move, right? Or no? I
You can
forget how that works.
move
Okay.
Up to for speed, which I think is 25?
30.
30. So you can move anywhere within.
Okay, I'm going to move. Okay. I forget. Is it only a rogue thing if you get behind a creature? It's bonus. That's only a rogue thing, right?
I think you're talking about flanking damage, and you'd have to be
Yes.
flanking. Pretty much. I'm going to move your character for 2. Have to be
Yeah.
right here. However, because Walden is currently down, you would not get that flanking.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay. In that case, I will just come up to right here
Perfect.
and prepare again with my shield.
Got it. After your turn, only Wolf that is left sees you as the immediate threat. After you. Hell, 23
Yep.
hits.
I have terrible luck in D&D.
Take 5 points of damage.
Okay.
If you click on your character too, on your character token, and where the green is, you can just type in there
okay.
-5 or minus whatever. Track it that
Gotcha.
way.
I was just doing it on my character sheet.
All good. That is Wolf's turn. Lorelei, you're up.
I'm gonna go ahead and use my crossbow and try to hit the wolf from where I am, kind of standing in the bushes.
Cool, go for it. A 15 does connect. Go ahead and roll damage. Okay, being that this last enemy that is on the table, how would you like to?
What are my options?
You just poetically describe how you kill this wolf.
Can I? Can I? Because the arrow hit it, right? Can I sprint over to it, pull the arrow out, and then slit its throat just for good measure?
Sure, for good measure.
For the drama.
For the drama, you run over after you fire this bolt. You can tell that it impacts the wolf in the side of its left cheek. It seems to be trying to gnaw on it, as it's a wooden wolf, not flesh and blood. But you do totally take that crossbow bullet out and just try to garrote its throat. No blood comes out, although green magic essence spews out, and the wolf falls over.
Yay!
Combat has ended. It's at this point where you kind of collect yourselves and what the damage is. there are several people that are missing. Everybody kind of gathers.
Did I see Yngabolg? Is that how I pronounce it?
Yeah.
Thank you. Did I see Yngabolg attack, or did I come in just after?
You saw the bolt fly past, but you didn't see who it came from, per se.
Anxiously floating around Yngabolg, trying to assess that everything is okay.
I think I just, hobble up.
Where did those bags of sticks come from?
You hear Lauren speak up and go, I'm not sure. You watch as... dropped her name. Nameplate on. Marla, who is the half-elf, run over to realizing him. Lauren looks at you. I believe they came from the woods. Somewhere deeper. Guys, you go after them. They took the boy, and they took the bard, and you hear Walden sputter out blood. And he goes, the Duchess! They took the Duchess! Kind of doing a head count, you notice that 5
Not the
members-
poor bard. She had such a lovely voice. We must rescue them.
She doesn't care about the others. She's never met them.
That's a fair point. Lauren looks at you and goes, I will make sure that everybody is okay here, but can you 4 go after them? Can you go and get our caravan members back?
Of course. What are you waiting for, you others?
She means us, right?
Yes.
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 Okay.
Before
No,
we
the
head
other
off,
party
I'm
members.
gonna-
I was like, who's going?
I'm gonna
We're sending
use
the
lay
one
on
that's
hands
passed
to heal
out.
myself.
Could I roll for medicine to see if there's anything I can do to help? I forget his name, the guy that's currently on his hands and knees.
Okay.
Hat guy.
Yeah, Marla is taking care
The
of
Hat
it.
Man.
She is
Okay, so I don't have to. Okay. So never mind on that then.
However,
I'm gonna use lay on hands on myself.
there you go.
Yeah,
I was gonna say one of you definitely took damage.
it's fine. Oh, got it. Oh shit, I can't do quick maths.
You can use any amount of your lay on hands. It doesn't have to be the maximum. So if you wanted to heal yourself up to max, you.
Yeah, I was already down one because I healed some dude's toe, but
I won't count that.
And
That's
now
fine.
you're regretting it.
That was more cosmetic purposes than anything, and I won't count that against you. So you have your maximum amount of lay on hands.
oh, okay. Then yeah, I'll just use all of it then. Fuck
Okay.
it.
So do you guys accept the quest?
Yeah, I'm already walking that way.
Yes, but can I don't know if investigate's the right word for this. The wolf bodies?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Looting?
Are you looting the body, or are you trying to
I
determine
I
their
don't
origin?
know. Determine their I've never seen these before and they confuse me.
I would go with Arcana.
Sorry, my headset just wonked out. What'd you say?
I would go with Arcana.
Arcana? Okay. Well, that's gonna be bad.
Wow.
Oh,
I mean, you're rolling really well tonight.
I'm taking it.
With an 18, you determine that these creatures are constructs made from wood. You've heard of druids before. It's not a foreign concept. Most druidic magic does not present itself in this way. Even looking at the downed treants and what, they are also made of wood. Perhaps there is something going on where a druid has made these. Why are they corrupt?
Can I ask when would you want to this sounds dumb, sorry. When would you want to loot a body versus not?
After combat has finished, unless there is something that you know is on that body that would be helpful in combat.
Is it always helpful to loot bodies?
Sometimes. I will tell you, spoilers, but these bodies do not possess anything that is of material value on them.
Okay, so there's not always like you're not always going to get something useful out of doing it.
Correct.
Okay, understood. Okay, thank you. Then I go with everybody else.
Okay. Does everybody else charge out, or is there anything else that you guys want to do before you trail after everybody?
Can I do something real quick?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to kind of tune into my senses and use divine sense,
Okay.
if that's okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
And basically, if there's something like evil about, I can smell it, and if there's something good about it, sounds like music.
Okay.
That's within 60 feet, I think. Oh,
Well,
gosh.
immediately, I would say that you get a sense of good emanating from Lorelei. As far as that is concerned, I'll tell you what, because there's nothing that's immediately around you, but if you're using that, I'll give you advantage on a survival check to help follow the trail to where these guys
Okay.
went.
Word. All right, hold on. Where is survival? There it is. Oh, yeah.
No, with a 15, that's good. Everybody else is entitled to the survival check as well.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do a survival check.
Oh, that's a group survival check.
Can I ask what the purpose of, like, is it just like whether you survive?
No,
Survival's like... Oh, sorry, you go.
No,
Yeah,
absolutely.
gotcha.
Please explain.
Oh no, is more to do with kind of exploring the woods, like tracking, knowing what's safe in the woods, stuff like that.
Okay, got you. Okay.
Oh damn, Queen!
What the hell?
What
I
are
know the
these
woods. I know the woods.
Collectively, with ease, you guys go sprinting off into the woods. And Jesus.
I promise I'm not cheating. I don't know how.
You're doing great. You press deeper into the woods, and the trees grow denser. The path becomes more treacherous, and suddenly, as you guys are running through the forest, floor drops away, and you catch yourself right before running off a cliff. I see. Standing out before you, as kind of the forest edge here, you can see that the deeper forest kind of goes down into the valley, all palish, glowing in the background. You wonder if that's always been, because that's definitely not a natural thing. But no doubt you guys have found where the caravan members are. It's just a matter of undertaking the task ahead, which will lead you deeper into. Now, I will say that this is a good halfway point for this, and there's not that much left. It's just a couple more combat things. But if you guys want to take a quick 10-minute break, we can. Or if you guys want to press, we can press too. It's up to you.
I could use a bit of a stretch break, so
Sure.
if that's okay with everyone.
I'm cool with that.
I just have a logistics question.
Yeah.
Does everybody in our party have dark vision?
No.
No,
Who does not?
I don't.
That was you, Toasty? Or
Nope, I do.
No.
oh,
Val is the only one that does not
Val
have
does
dark.
not.
okay.
But
Good
I
to know.
do have the ability to make light, so you know.
As do I. Fair enough. All right,
Okay.
break.
Yeah, break.
Cool.
I set a 10-minute timer, so whenever you guys.
Awesome.
Please. Thank you. Thank you.
So, picking up where we last left off, you guys were overlooking the rest of the forest here. Maybe I should go back a little bit more. You guys had established who you guys were. You guys made camp with the other members of the caravan. You guys fell under attack by these corrupt treants, like creatures. You accepted a quest to go after them, and then you find yourselves here at this overlook, looking over the rest of the thick forest in a valley below. So, from here, what do you guys do next?
Yeah, for myself, with no dark vision, how easily am I able to see? Like, is there a lot of moonlight, or is it quite dark out?
Well, right now there is moonlight. And as you look across the way, you can see the moon rising in the distance, but when you go down into the valley, it's going to be like pitch black.
Okay, well, I think I will cast light. Just kind of, she passes her gnarled old hand over the big misshapen toe, and it starts glowing as if lit from within.
Rock on.
Yeah.
Yngabolg now has light emanating from the toe attached to her staff.
Mhm.
Yeah, Fluffles doesn't like that.
Deal with it, Fluffles. Sorry, Yngabolg does not say that.
Let me be clear. I say that, not Yngabolg. Right.
Is a perception check the equivalent of a vibe check?
Yeah, you could say that. It's all your senses,
Okay.
so if you can sense
Understood.
vibe, by all means.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah, it's a bit more general, and then if something kind of piques your interest, you can follow up with an investigation check, which is like doing a more, like, zoomed
Oh, I see. I didn't understand the difference between when I would use investigation versus when I would use perception. So this is helpful. Thank you.
All right. So, you guys begin descending down into the valley below. When you get down there, you've been walking for probably about 10 minutes or so, maybe a little bit longer, and you see the trail kind of widens out a little bit here, and there's a large rock that is jetting out of the side of a hill here. On top of that, you do see that there is a one of those wooden wolves with their eyes shut that's laying low. It has not noticed you yet. Oh, by the way, this is kind of how I figured you guys would be walking through the forest, so let me know if that's not the case.
I would definitely be in front.
Question: how short is Fluffles?
4'3".
Understood. Okay. Thanks.
Small of stature, big of bravery.
Understood.
All of
Understood.
heart.
Yeah, I mean, how tall are we? Because I'm probably about 5 feet, quite short.
Yeah,
I'm about
quite
5'5".
I just put average height for Wood Elf. I don't know what that ends up being.
Probably like
I'm the tallest. Oh, my accurate height. Perfect. I feel great.
not taller, but it's totally up to you.
Wait, one of you is actually 5'11" in real life?
5'11".
Both queen.
You are
Falcor, we've talked about this.
I don't
Yeah,
remember.
QueenToasty bullies literally all the ASMR streamers about their height.
I do.
Wait, I'm not the tall one anymore.
You're all little.
I'm not little. I mean,
You're all little.
You're also small beneath. I don't understand. Queen Mark.
Sorry. It's Mark right now. Thank you. Sorry. Continue.
Okay, so you guys do here. Wolf seemingly has not noticed you.
Can I confirm that, like, just with you, the green means it's the little magic-y things, right? These aren't fun little, like, light bugs floating around.
At first you thought they were light bugs, but it is in fact some kind of weird magical residue.
Hate that. Thank you so much.
And we've all seen the dog?
You all can see the dog,
Okay.
especially the.
Could I perchance do an Arcana check to see if this magic-y stuff is weird, since it's different than any of the areas we've been in before?
Absolutely. Give me an Arcana roll. 13. Yeah, it's weird. It's
Oh, good.
not normal. As to what it does or what it pertains to, you're a little unsure, but it seems to be floating in and out of the kind of general vicinity here. It's floating listlessly. It doesn't really have any sense of direction or any kind of purpose per se. It does provide a little bit of ambient lighting, though.
How loud is Fluffles' armor?
Disadvantage on stealth checks, I'll tell you that. But
Great.
But good news, I have proficiency in stealth, so...
so win, lose, win, they cancel each other out.
Fantastic.
Oh.
I don't know. Fluffles is at the front. I'm not saying nothing.
What?
I'm not saying nothing. I'm not leading this crusade.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, we're going after your boy.
My boy? What about her bard?
She's
None of
in
my
the
business.
back.
Okay, I'm gonna, like, sort of pivot to, like, face them and kind of do, like, a downwards motion with my arms to kind of tell them, like, keep quiet. And then I'm gonna creep along. Gonna make myself real small and creep.
I'm not gonna tell you how to play your characters or anything like that, but Salem, you might have something in your character sheet that would help in this situation.
I'm reviewing.
Blessing of the Trickster.
Okay. I also just made everything zoom in. Lovely. Sorry, I'm reviewing. Does that take a spell slot?
Nope.
Okay, sure, I'll do that. How do I do that?
Highlight it. Double next to the cogwheel.
Aha!
Perfect. Now, who are you casting this?
Fluffles, since they're loud
Perfect. That
and
does
leading the charge.
that does actually cancel out your distance. So now you can just have
Yippee!
Now, if you all want to go for this, roll a stealth check as you sneakily move past the wolf.
Are we trying to sneak past him? I think Yngabolg would, kind of peer forward and then be like,
Well, which one of you is gonna topple him?
Well, Fluffles just roll stealth, and an impressive one at that, too.
Thanks. I rolled it myself.
Lies.
That's true. I did have help.
I look nervously at Yngabolg, quietly ushering her forward and saying, "Not until we need to."
It's no fun.
I just kind of shuffle behind Fluffles and just also try to make myself small.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, it was nice knowing you guys.
I feel like Yngabolg might do something here.
What want to do?
Do what is right.
I feel like now we need to.
I think as she looks around at everyone just getting all sneaky, she kind of sighs a little bit, and then she just does this odd little very quiet movement with her fingers. You can almost not see anything, and she's just gonna quietly cast Mind Sliver on the thing. Now, I don't know if that'll work because I don't really. These things are made of wood, but we're gonna give it a try.
I do want to ask
Is this
you do that. That is a damaging spell.
Yeah.
Okay. Wanted to
Is
confirm.
that a vocal? Do you have to say anything with that spell?
Mind Sliver is a verbal spell.
Yeah, but I could say it quietly, right?
Stay quiet. Fine.
Yeah.
Do I hear this?
I will say that Ildalia definitely does.
I see nothing.
Okay. What does the wolf have to roll?
Intelligence save.
A 5. So how much damage is it?
1d6. Let me roll that.
Oh, you're so lucky. 5 is exactly what you needed. And with a yelp, the dog suddenly... Well, I'll ask you, how does your Mind Sliver? What does it do to the...
I mean, it's one that doesn't have a lot of visual effect. It would just be the most visible sign would be usually a crumpling of the person, or their, if it's someone with hands, they might clutch their head or whatever. It's just psychic pain. So there's no flashing lights or anything. It's very subtle.
Well, I will say... Okay, you guys are pretty able to see it. The dog suddenly just falls apart into multiple little sticks and his base resources. 1 minute the dog was just sitting there, his head was down, laying on the rock, and then the next minute he just suddenly falls apart without warning. The good news is, to your guys' advantage, you guys now can move unimpeded through this part of the forest. So what would you guys like to do next?
I do dim the light of my toe, and I make it the same color as these little flashy magic things to hopefully not draw attention. It might just look like one of these things.
Okay. Yngabolg, go ahead and make a perception check.
With a 19. Hell. You add anything to that?
Thanks. Oh. Oh wait. Do you add? It's wisdom, right?
Yeah, you have a +4. Nope, hold on, I lied.
I have a +2.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, with a 21, as you guys begin to saunter through the forest, now heading to the other side, you catch something out of the corner of your eye on the right hand of the screen over here. Basically what you see in the forest, whether you're imagining this or not, you're not quite sure, but there appears to be what looks like off in the distance, maybe about 25-30 feet away, there's a lantern that is just traveling quietly through the forest tree line.
Gross. Sorry.
Ew.
But it doesn't really seem to be doing anything to you. It just seems to be moving along the same path as you.
All right. I think I would just make a little hissing noise to get the others' attention and just point towards the lantern to point it out.
You guys look in that direction.
Yeah.
Roll a perception check.
For everybody?
Yeah, everybody who looks.
So, Ildalia and Yngabolg, you guys are the only ones that see the faint movement at the edge of the tree line. Again, it's not doing anything, just kind of going with the flow.
Okay, it's gonna be like a hushed voice, but I'm gonna say, what are you talking about?
A lantern over there in the trees.
You mean like the lights that are floating everywhere?
No, another lantern. Can no one else see this?
I see it.
I don't
But
see
do we
anything.
follow it?
The funny thing is, as quickly as it came, you watch as it just kind of turns and vanishes deeper into the forest, leaving your eyesight entirely.
Let's continue down the path for now.
Forward.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose so.
Sure.
I'm gonna keep my eye out for this lantern.
Sketchy. So far, you have been unaffected and unnoticed. Nothing has caught your attention, and definitely haven't caught anything else's attention as far as your tracking. You guys come down that hill. Great. I would say that the road kind of widens out. You now can see that you're passing through pillars of a fallen ruin. Eventually, you find Grove, large temple once was, has now fallen shambles. You can see at the end of this temple, at the end of this ruin, is the large, imposing bluish-green tree that seems to be emanating a fog. More of these tiny green lights are floating and fluttering about. You guys are to the far right of the map.
Can I ask what the icon on the top right of each of them is?
Top right. Oh,
Of the
side.
characters?
Of
A
the
net.
caravan members?
Yes.
Yes, it's a net. They seem to be
Okay.
restrained by roots.
Thank
the
you.
Roots kind of come up under the ground and wrap themselves around the caravan. It is old Brannon and
The unnamed noblewoman who sat across from you, Fal.
The mathematician.
yes, the mathematician.
Yeah.
It's also at this moment, Fluffles, that you realize that the way the caravan members are trapped in the roots is very reminiscent of the damage that was caused to your wagon wheel. You start deducing that this might have been what happened. One of these roots might have gotten tangled.
Oh shit. Okay.
You see that there are 4 treants that are standing there. You can also see that they have their hands outstretched, and they appear to be the ones that are channeling
the roots to hold those caravan members in place. So, what do you do at this point? What's on your minds?
Okay, well, first I would want to turn around and kind of whisper to them to warn them. They have the ability to spawn roots anywhere. So just watch your step.
And Yngabolg would kind of mutter and be like,
Trees should just stay trees.
A sentiment that will ring true later on in the campaign.
oh dear.
Okay. We're still free movement, right?
Yep. Combat has not started. They have not noticed.
Okay. Oh goodness, this is so.
Can I do I forget what it's called. I think it was cunning action.
Yes.
So like
that would probably
that.
be in combat.
Okay.
But you can absolutely dash if you double your move.
Am I in stealth currently?
That depends. Tell me.
Do I just decide when I'm in stealth?
Yes.
Okay, can I, without going too far away from the group, are these pillars on either side of us?
Yes.
Get a little bit closer to this pillar. I don't know how to ping this pillar.
There you go.
And kind of stealth behind it.
Yeah, absolutely. You can roll stealth first and then move.
Okay.
That is a natural 1.
Amazing.
Oh no.
I fall flat on my face.
It is... Well, you think you're stealthed, but it's as soon as you take that step forward that you find you have placed your foot on something that wriggles and then immediately begins wriggling violently beneath your foot.
Oh, here we go. It's almost like I just warned you or something.
And I need you to make a dex save.
What do you say?
So if
Oh no!
All that
The
luck
luck
has
has
run
run
out.
dry.
You used it all up already.
With a shocking amount of speed, you watch as Ildalia is wrapped up quickly in roots.
Fluffles just lets out a disappointed sigh.
Am I able to, depending, as long as it's within the right range? Well, actually, have they noticed her yet?
Yes, they have.
Okay, sorry, I must not have heard that part. Could I cast Invoke Duplicity kind of in, let me see if I can, like this area, to kind of draw their attention away from where she would be?
Double check the range on that really.
I think it's within 120 feet.
It can move within 120 feet, and
I just don't know how far away I can cast it from myself.
from yourself is 30 feet, but it can move up to 120. So,
Okay,
somewhere
can I-
within 30 feet. Up to you.
Are we still in free movement, or?
We are
Yeah.
about to be in combat. They have noticed. I'm
And
just allowing everybody to
so-
take their action.
Okay. I think. Wait.
No cunning action for me.
Movement is off. Wait. Oh. I think Yngabolg would scurry behind a pillar, so that.
So has Ildalia moved, or she took a step and then that was it?
She took a step and that was it.
Am I able to draw out my longsword and like try and cut the root off of her? Because I'm assuming she's like held down by the root, right? Or...
Yes, and I'll allow that on your first turn.
Okay.
Here in a minute.
Okay. Then I'm just gonna move in that direction if that's okay.
Fine by me.
I'm gonna not cast Invoke Duplicity just yet, since I imagine everybody else is about. We've been noticed. There's not going to be a lot of help right away. My original intention was to draw attention the opposite direction so that they would go that way first.
Yeah, they are definitely
But-
looking in your general direction.
Right, so there's not really a point then.
Correct. All right. Have everybody roll for initiative.
Oh boy. Oh.
Good spread. All right. Treant is going to go first. And is going to constrict those vines a little tighter around Ildalia. Ildalia, you are entitled to another dexterity save otherwise. Take a little bit of damage from this. As the grasping vines tighten around you, you take 4 points of damage. But that is all that Treant does on their turn. Treant is going to come up. Anything else? Alright. Dahlia's actual turn. What do you do on your turn?
Can I try to pull one of my knives and cut through the root?
Yes. Go ahead and either attack the root or do another dexterity check. Okay.
Oh my god.
For whatever reason, maybe you're panicked at this moment. When you try to cut the root, it doesn't seem to be taking any effect. But because you did use a dagger, I'll allow you a bonus action to use your other dagger in your other hand if you want. That'll work. That one.
Thank you!
Roll damage. Exactly what you needed. You successfully cut yourself free. Unfortunately, though, you do not have any movement, so that is basically the end of your turn. Unless you say anything or you want to take a skill check.
What would I do? Skill check? What would that?
Like acrobatics, arcana, or something like that. But if you have nothing to do, then you can just say you pass.
I'm good.
Okay. Lorelei, you're up.
Okay, I'm going to use my crossbow and hit this one.
Go for it.
Just because Fluffles is right next to Ildalia, and this one's moving a little closer, I imagine they'll come in contact first. So I'm going to hit the further one back since I have range weapons.
Sure. Fine by me. A 9 is a miss. Your shot goes wide, unfortunately.
Ooh.
Anything else? Any bonus actions to take? You can still move as well.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and move. Is that fine?
That's totally
Okay.
fine. You'll also notice on the left side of roll 20, there's that little ruler, and you can use that to measure out how far the distance.
Okay, perfect. I'm done besides that.
Perfect. Yngabolg, you're up.
All right, she'd get a little sneaky, moving along over here, and then wiggling her fingers again, she casts Mind Sliver at the closest treant.
Go for it. That's a check for me.
Yeah.
Double natural 20s.
Holy.
Damn. Okay.
They are
well.
completely unaffected by your magic and no.
Ah, shit. Okay. Well, she's probably gonna, take another little step back there.
Got it. End of your turn?
Can I do an Arcana check at this point, or?
Sure, that's fine.
Yeah. Okay, just to suss out what's happening here. That is not a good roll.
What are you trying to figure out?
Just kind of the treants to try to get more information on like what their deal is, what might take them down.
Say with an 8, they are made of wood, so you imagine
Yeah.
that fire would help. But aside from that, that is all the information that you were able to quickly.
Yeah. Okay.
Fluffles, you're up.
Okay, let's see. Alright, I'm going to move up to this one and slash at it with my sword.
Go for it. That
and
hits.
if I could use Divine Smite with that.
You
too.
absolutely can.
Okay.
Go ahead and numbers in.
Okay, hold on.
Okay,
Okay, read this.
Divine Smite is a
2d8.
2d8.
So it's my normal, and then I have to roll a 2d8.
So you outright just killed it. But go ahead.
Okay.
With a beautiful flurry, what does your divine magic look like?
So Divine Smite, it's kind of just like the sword. It kind of like radiates with a pure, like white hot outline. And yeah, that's just sort of how it is.
Okay, got it. With the white hot outline, you watch as your blade, like a hot knife through butter, just cuts right through that tree and downs him. No problem.
Cool.
The treant that is in the back is going to further constrict the vines on... The one is going to be on the noble one. Our mathemat. Dirty save. No. Oof. You watch as the noble one goes unconscious. Okay. It is at the start of the next round when you're a howl not far away from you guys. Lorelei, it is extremely close to you.
Oh, good. I love dogs.
Do you? Because you have 3 of them that are woodworks.
Yay. Is it my turn?
1 minute. Okay. The wolves will not act on this turn, but they do appear. Down to Treant. Treant is also going to try and cast Tangling Roots on Fluffles. Fluffles, roll me a dexterity save.
Dexterity save.
No. You sense the ground tremble beneath your feet and quickly and deftly maneuver out of the way as a large root comes up from the ground to try and grab you. But you have successfully avoided attack.
And I have to be quicker than that.
Ildalia, you're up.
Is my Blessing of the Trickster still active on Fluffles? 1 hour.
Yeah, you're...
Oh,
Okay,
shit.
perfect. I got your back.
Thanks.
How tall are these pillars?
I'd say about 15 feet tall.
How stable are these pillars?
Stable enough.
Can I climb the pillar
Yeah,
to get
you
on top of it?
Want to do an acrobatics check?
Yeah, I don't want to. I know this will go poorly. It didn't go that poorly.
Okay. Which one do you get up on?
The one literally... They already know where Yngabolg is?
Yeah.
How much, how far can I shoot an arrow from? Like, if I was on the pillar right next to me, would I still be able to... Like, what is my range on an arrow?
I do that here in seconds.
Or, actually, a better question, how do I find that information so I don't have to bother you in the future?
You're good. If you just type in short bow 5e into Google or whatever your preferred search browser is.
We also have the compendium.
Also have the compendium here on Roll20. The answer to that is you can shoot up to 80 feet without any kind of disadvantage, and up to 320 feet with disadvantage.
Boy, howdy. Do I have a disadvantage?
No, because now you have the height advantage from, I imagine, this pillar?
That's hot. Yeah, if I can hop up on there, that'd be great.
Yep. You have the height, and you can easily fire 80. You can almost touch them. Definitely hit this guy. And you can touch the wolves that are charging towards your friend down there.
Okay. Can I shoot? I would like to shoot an arrow at the wolves.
Go for it.
Okay. Yeah.
For the 20, that hits. Full damage. 9 points of damage. That wolf instantly falls to the ground as an arrow pierces its head.
Deuces.
Cool.
I'm
Anything
done.
else on your turn?
No, I'm all finished.
Perfect. Alright, this treant. Spotting one slap. Does a 6 hit? Yngabolg?
No, it wouldn't hit.
Okay,
No.
perfect. So the attack goes wide.
Nice.
Speaking of, you are up.
All right. Well, okay. As his attack goes wide, a little crackling lightning starts forming around her old fingers. She reaches out with shocking grasp.
I have to make a dexterity save? Is that right?
Nope. I roll to attack.
Hell yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah, that definitely hits. With
all
ease.
right.
3
Ooh,
points of
only
damage.
3.
Shocky. You watch as the lightning kind of pulsates through its wooden body. Definitely hurt it, but it didn't do it terrible. Anything else on your turn?
I guess not. No.
Okay. Lorelei, you're up. There are dogs coming after you.
I think I'm gonna hit him with a crossbow.
Okay.
The one like directly in front of me.
Got it.
This one.
11, just what you needed. Damage. Ooh. Dog goes down.
Slay.
Anything else you do? Any movement?
And can I move just a little bit closer?
Yeah.
So
you
the
can
other
move up
one?
to 30 feet.
That. And then I'm done.
Cool. Fluffles, you're up.
Okay. Did I see the one woman go unconscious?
Yes. You watch as her body goes limp, but the vines are still constricted around her.
Okay. And this circle, is it like all vines?
The circle that's here, no. It is only on the people. Otherwise, you look like it looks like this was a basin for water.
Oh, okay. Oh, shoot. Sorry. Okay. I am going to move 30 feet, and then I'm going to use one of my abilities to dash up. So
Absolutely.
next turn, I won't be able to move at all.
Got
Or
it.
I can move, but I won't be able to dash. And then can I try and cut her out?
Eve, your dash action will take that action.
Even though
Oh,
I'm using the ability.
I see what you're doing.
Yes.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
Yes, the ability. With a shocking amount of speed for a dwarf, you watch as your friend clad in full plate armor takes off in a
Fucking zoom in.
full sprint. Much faster than a regular dwarf, that's for sure. Alright,
My legs be
Ready.
moving.
you cut her free, or go to cut her free. That will hit. Go ahead and roll damage. We're looking for a 4 for the... Yeah, with ease. Cut her free.
Okay.
Her lifeless body just kind of falls slump onto the ground. Oop. Okay, she is free. This treant that is directly in front of you
protest to this. Go upon you and flash at you.
Okay.
The natural one. It ends up completely missing. And I will say that because of its natural one, it has opened itself up to an attack of opportunity. Free swing it.
Oh my goodness.
Hell yeah, that hits.
22. Okay, and it's gonna be 13.
Oh, wow, with a 13? Yeah, you
Yeah.
instantly KO. That treant just like falls apart as you slash right through it.
I'm gonna, well, he can't see. I'm gonna do the motion, like, where you, like I'm keeping my eye on you, essentially, to the other tree that's across the way.
The treant that is across the way, its jaw slacks open. The one wolf that's down here is going to come up to you, Lorelei, and take an attack on you. Bite. 10 misses, correct?
How would I know?
Your AC on your...
Called armor class on our character sheet up
Oh,
top.
yes.
Yeah, with a 10, completely missed. Alright. The treant that is over here, step towards you, as watched you strike down a friend. Also goes. 14 hit.
No, it does not.
Glances off your armor, and Ildalia, you are up on the pillar. What do you do?
Another arrow towards the wolf with Lorelei.
Got it. "14 hits. Damage. Thickening crunch and danger close to Lorelei. You watch as an arrow sinks into the wolf.
Pop off.
Slay.
Boots, wig.
Do you yell anything or say anything?
I don't yell boots or wig.
All right, soda almost just came out my nose. Good, very good.
I was gonna say I picture that happening very cinematically because I was facing the dog, getting ready to like make my next move, and the arrow whizzes over my shoulder, and as I see it hit the dog, I turn around and I'm like, seriously? That was way too close for comfort.
That could have been my head. That could have been my head. Yeah, that's the sound of the.
No, I just yell out to Lorelei, "Go!
Go where?
Anywhere, girl! Go!
The
Not near the woods."
The treant that is on Yngabolg lurches over top her and casts another cast. Is just going to slash at her. With a 6, absolutely miss it. Absolutely trash enemy. Miss. The bull. You retaliate to.
To be fair, I am very small. Yeah, she reaches out again with her gnarled old lightning fingers. Do a little more shock and grasp.
Shocky hits. Damage.
Oh yeah.
Woo!
What?
Nicely done. More shocky as you go
Yeah,
unlimited
a
power!
slight electric shock. Little tinkle.
Yeah,
You
that
have
of like
a little hand
a 12,
buzzer.
a little 12-volt battery. You discharge more lightning into it, and it does appear to be shocked a little bit more. Still not enough to kill it, though. Lorelei, you're up.
Okay, I'm gonna move into a better position. And actually, I'm gonna move up here. And then I'm gonna try to hit the treant that's next to Yngabolg with my crossbow.
Got it. A 15 will hit. Full damage. 10 points of damage. You watch as the treant is about to go for another claw attack on Yngabolg when an arrow sinks into that deer skull and it goes lifeless. It falls, going with the momentum of the crossbow bolt, falls off to the right-hand side, so does not crush her.
Yngabolg would look over. Thanks, dearie.
Anytime.
Big Fluffles, you're up. You have a treant on you.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit him with my sword.
Ready.
I'm gonna try.
All right, a 22 does hit. Damage.
Okay. And that will be 11.
It is barely clinging to life.
Oh my god.
Retaliation. Well,
Nope.
I imagine missing. So it is
Yep.
still trying to like claw through your armor, but having no effect. Ildalia, top of the turn.
Can I don't know if perception check is correct on the woods around us. To like if any other enemies are with that I can hear or whatever.
Sure, go.
Go
ahead.
As I look for perception.
With a natural one. You are currently engrossed in the fighting that is happening, and it's a little disorienting. I imagine that this might be one of your first fights that you've actually been in, correct?
Correct.
So it's a little different
Well, I mean,
when the prey is hunting you back.
yes.
So, unfortunately, you are unable to detect anything else.
That's all from me.
Yngabolg, you're up.
Okay. I guess she would move forward a little bit. Huh. I guess I can try. Yeah, okay. I'll cast Mind Sliver on that treant. So that's an int save. Oh no. Yes.
Yeah, with a 2, it fails.
All right.
Cover their weak intelligence. With 2 points of psychic damage, describe to me, bow falls.
The deer skull kind of twitches as if it's in agony before crumpling atop a pile of sticks.
For just a moment there, especially you, Fluffles, you're able to tell that there is some semblance of humanity behind those eyes, as it crunches and screams out in pain, and eventually release.
Okay.
Kind of weird, kind of not. All right, and combat has ended. Luckily for you, Ildalia, there was nothing else in the woods. However, you do hear the faint sound of chanting coming from. What do you guys do?
Well, I think come gather at the middle. Have we untied the other guy?
Not yet. He's
No.
still in his
Okay.
roots, and he's just like, oh, I knew you would come.
Well, I guess I'll take out my dagger and start cutting at the roots.
Go for
Could
it.
I do, while they're doing that, could I do either, I don't know which would be more applicable, either a history or a religion check just on the area that we're in right now to see if I recognize anything? Do you recommend one over the other? They're the same for me.
As a cleric, I mean, go with the religion side.
Sounds good.
13. You are able to. That was probably the actual temple for Galore. Actual established. However, it has long since fallen to ruin. And also, it's in the middle of the fucking wood. So not a lot of people come out here. So it probably just was reclaimed by nature.
Interesting. It's curious it was so close to where the statues were at our campsite.
It is. As you cut him free, by the way, he goes, "Oh, thank you. I appreciate it." I couldn't breathe there for a moment. Our friend here, though, is she going to be all right?
Am I able to stabilize her? I don't have a med kit or
You could
anything,
do just a medicine check, I think, right?
Yeah,
That
I
is
don't know if I
correct.
have to have a med kit. Okay, cool. I'm gonna try to do a medicine check then. Okay. She looks good to me.
With a 5, yep, she looks good. You slap a band-aid on her and call it good. You notice that she definitely has some broken bones. But as far as what is broken, what's going on, you have no idea.
Are any of you healers, perchance?
I am. I don't know if this is out of character. I don't know if Spare the Dying would be applicable at this
Spare the
moment,
Dying
but
would absolutely be applicable.
okay, yeah, I'll use that then.
Okay, you watch as her breathing goes from very quick and rapid to slow and calm. You have stabilized her at 1 HP. Definitely at 0. So, he goes, I'll go ahead and make sure that she's okay. We should probably go ahead. They have the boy. I think they were channeling something inside.
Well, that's enough for me to go.
You do notice, by the way, as you are leaving her, that it looks like what they were doing to them, it looks like they were trying to turn them into other Treants. Like, you can see parts of her skin are bark, or at least more wood than skin. But as you cast Spare the Dying, it starts receding.
Oh no.
What happened to that young bard?
She is inside, along with the others.
Can I?
Good enough for
Silent
me.
movement.
I guess we're moving forward.
Can I quick loot bodies on my way there? Just whatever bodies are around us, kind of like pick and go.
Once again, there's nothing on the tree. They are made solely of wood. I mean, if you want to pickpocket the noble, you can, but that.
No, she's good. She's fine. She can stay. She'll need that. Hospital bills are expensive. We can go.
Got it. All right.
While we're walking in, I just want to make like slightly sarcastic comment towards everybody. What kind of wood do you guys want to be turned into?
Also, can I retcon something?
Yeah.
It's probably really annoying, but I thought of a better idea for my sword. It
Sure.
literally doesn't affect anybody, but I think it's cool for Fluffles if like part of like the radiating like wisp of white light, if you like look closely, it forms into like different faces of like people that Fluffles has come in contact with.
That's cool. Yeah, I dig that.
Come in contact with the sword?
Like
God.
dead or alive?
No, just like people that have had an effect on him. in his
Oh,
life.
got it. Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. This is about to be. As you
Well,
guys
let's go in all sneaky for sure. Let's be super
know
sneaky.
that the room is not that wide.
Oh.
Side is-
Sneaky is my middle name.
It is only like 40 by 50 side. It's not a very big room. I mean,
Oh, so
that
there's no
is big,
sneaking.
but not as big as
Can
the one
we-
out here.
Are we allowed to try for stealth checks before we go in?
Yeah.
Also, how much time has passed, just so I know for the whatever it was that the blessing of the trickster.
In grand total, it's been.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
It will definitely last through. Come.
Great. Oh,
Okay.
okay, we're rolling now.
You believe you were stealthed? All of you did pretty well. So you guys enter quietly. Now, on the next screen, I'm not going to say that the enemies see you, but there are enemies.
Mhm.
You guys have not immediately been spotted, although you see, I know the tokens are really small, so this is what the person that is standing over the child looks like. It's coming. Like this.
All right.
Cute.
I liked the way
That
he just
withers.
scooted into the frame and then scooted
I
out.
like to do like he was like
Just sidles
hello.
And then it leaves.
Salem, what did you say?
I said, is that Withers?
But you hear him go,
And now, child, your sacrifice will power the portal.
and You hear as the bard goes, "No, don't."
Silence, your time will come soon.
So that is what you guys hear as you come in. You notice that behind him is an archway that appears to be glowing a grayish hue. You notice that scattered around are other bones of former people. You notice that there are four treants in total that are standing on guard. They again have not noticed you yet, and 2 wolves are asleep in front of you. The druid is holding out a hand over the boy, and you can watch as he begins siphoning life essence from the boy. What do you guys do?
Oh, I'm not okay with that.
Well, do we need to roll for initiative, or we
Yes.
get a...
We will have to roll again for initiative. Clear the order. All right, roll freely. Perfect. I will say that this is a surprise round as they have not seen you, so this is important because Ildalia will have full advantage of using her sneak attack bonus when you roll to attack. So, what do you guys do?
Oh, looks like Ildalia is the one that's most...
I'm trying to figure. So, I don't understand when to use cunning action and when to use sneak attack, like versus each other.
Okay, so sneak attack is used when the target of your attack does not currently know your whereabouts or what is going on. Cunning action is a rogue-specific thing that gives you the option to dash, disengage, and dodge. It's a bonus action instead of a full action.
Oh, I see. Okay, so I can. Could I hypothetically then, like broadly, not just right now, like sneak attack and then cunning action to get away?
Yes.
Like very like poke play, basically.
Yes.
Okay.
Which will lean into the subclass you're trying to go into.
Poke. Do we only know that the treant's weakness is fire at this point?
At this point, yes.
Okay. How do you identify what weaknesses enemies have? Is it just by figuring it out?
Yeah, certain classes have the ability to read an enemy.
Okay.
But yours currently doesn't, so you have to
Okay.
poke and see what they are weak to.
Okay, cool. Okay, can I sneak attack with my daggers? This gentleman right here.
You would have to get
And then-
you would have to get all the way up to him. I will allow it.
Can I do
although your
that?
bow might be a better option. It's up to you, though.
I would like to sneak attack that gentleman with my bows, is what I actually meant to say. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And that means I don't have to scoot away. I don't have to use my cunning action, right?
Correct. Now, if you want to get in there, give a stab and then bonus action dash away or disengage, you could do that. But a bow might be a safer bet.
We'll go with the bow.
Okay.
We'll go with the bow. Okay.
Fire away. 20 is a successful hit. Roll your sneak attack damage.
I would love to do that.
It
Thank you.
is short bow plus SA. It'll be the
Oh,
damage
I
aspect.
see. Okay. Cool.
Very nice. 14 points of damage right off the rip. Kills that guy outright.
Toodles.
It is still your guys' surprise turn, so Fluffles, what do you do?
Let's see. I would have to go. I can't like go through a space that a creature's in, right?
I will tell you that
Without-
moving through an enemy's threatened square will provoke an attack of opportunity from them.
Okay.
So if you were to move through here, as soon as you leave that 5-foot area around them, both of them will get an attack of opportunity.
Gotcha. Okay. Then I'm gonna run up. Gonna run up to this one and take a swing at it.
Go for it. Yeah, that hits. Roll damage.
Okay, it'll be
Boom.
13.
Buggy down. Yngabolg.
All right.
Enjoy these squishy monsters while they last.
Yeah.
I know.
I guess I will cast a little mind sliver at the dog that is nearest. Okay. So that's a int save.
Okay. The puppy. I believe that beats what is required. Requires a 14, I think, right? The save?
Yeah.
Okay, so it beats it. Unaffected by your mind.
Okay.
Okay, Lorelei?
I'm going to cast Guiding Bolt on this guy.
You may want to use Guiding Bolt on priority.
Okay, that's what I meant to say. I'll do that instead. On the big boy.
Natural 20. Roll damage. You might just outright kill him right off the rip. Holy hell.
Hey!
Holy shit. You do a fuck ton of damage. You watch as he is just instantly engulfed in holy fire and is now sparkling, allowing the next attack coming his way to be at advantage. Ah! Cries out in pain.
Can you put sparkles on him?
I can do something similar.
I love that. Yeah! Yeah!
He is sparkling.
I'm so happy right now.
He's shining bright like a diamond. All right, let us roll for actual initiative. You guys don't have to roll anything. Almost took out the bad, the boss, in one go. Am I surprised? No. Okay. Well, Ildalia, it's your go. You are up.
I might have missed this. Sorry. The Duchess and Tessa?
Yep.
Awake? Vibing?
They are in those roots.
In the
they're
roots. Got
unable
it.
to move. But the Duchess looks fairly decent. Tessa looks fucked up. And the kid looks fucked up.
Okay. I'd like to attack that there wolf.
Okay.
With my bow. My bow.
Sparkle, sparkle.
That is a hit. Damage.
Thank you.
Boom.
Woof.
Okay. Anything else on your go?
I'm good. Thank you.
Right. Light. The 23, that's a hit, correct?
Yes.
5 points of damage on you, Fluffles. Bad. You watch as the druid is fletching his chest where you have hit him with that bolt. Going to... Oh, let's see what we have here. He is going to look at you, Lorelei, and go, "So you like playing with fire?" And he is going to cast Twisted Bolt.
I really don't like this all going over my head.
That's what happens when you're short.
Oh!
Does a 13 hit you?
No.
The bolt goes wide,
And he goes, curses! Curse you, He-Man! Nah! Sorry.
Can I do the little, like, the neener, like, thumb on my nose kind of thing at him?
Yes, absolutely. And although you have done no physical damage to him with that, you have definitely affected his psyche.
I love psychic damage. Haha.
Fluffles, you're up.
Okay, I'm gonna swing at the tree dude here. 15.
Okay, that definitely hits. Full damage.
Okay, is gonna be 9.
Damage, he is still barely clinging to life. Hit.
That's all I got.
Why this man says skeleton, I am not sure. The 23, that hits.
Yep.
4 points of damage. Yngabolg, you're up.
All right. I think I'm gonna sneak up in this direction, and I'm gonna try casting Infestation on the big bad.
Sure, go for it.
So that's a con save.
Looking to beat a 14.
Mm-hmm.
Failure. How much damage does he take?
Out.
6 points.
6 points, and I get to move him.
Okay.
Moves 5 feet in a. Wait, it says moves 5 feet in a random direction, and I have to roll a d4 for the direction.
Okay, I will say that if you get a 1, it's going to be very interesting.
Well, 1 just means north.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, yeah, okay.
A 3. So he
Okay,
moves
so he's
forward.
east.
East?
East.
Well, he bumps into the kid, so I'm going to say that he...
If the direction rolled is blocked, the target doesn't move.
Okay, so he does not move.
Okay.
You know what? I just want to give it to you. Highs or lows?
Highs.
13. You guys are going to be mad at me,
Oh no.
but he is going to deprive you guys of your kill and stumble backwards into the portal.
Huh?
And you hear him scream out in pain, and then he is no more. Sure hope that doesn't come to bite us in the ass later on in the campaign.
So
Couldn't
he got
possibly.
He got covered in bugs and then just fell backwards in a portal.
Yeah, he goes, ah! And then just kind of like ethereally screams as he disappears into the portal behind him.
Problem solved.
It was an unfinished portal, so we're not sure where he went, but something's up.
Could be dead.
He certainly went, though.
Where did it go?
Well, hopefully he went somewhere horrible.
Oh, I bet he did. All right, Laurel.
Can I kind of shake my fist and just say, "See you in hell"?
Yes, absolutely.
And then before I make a move,
Go for it.
I'm going to use my crossbow at this guy.
Go for it. Natural 20. Let's fucking go.
Hey.
Your second natural 20 in combat. Roll that crit damage. 9 points of damage on the Book of Death.
Okay, that's all.
Roll your damage again. I didn't roll the crit damage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that'll do it. Crumples. All right. Ildalia, you're up.
I would like to use my my bow again. I will use my bow. I will use my bow.
If you want to get up there in melee, you can absolutely do that, but if not, bow it
Pass.
out. Bow shoots wide. Does not injure anybody behind them, luckily, but you shot wide.
Beautiful.
All right, the treant is going to make a strike at Fluffles. With a natural 20.
Could I use something?
Yeah, what do you want to use?
Lucky.
Does it allow to reroll enemies' attacks?
When a creature rolls a d20 for an attack roll against you, you can spend 1 luck point to impose disadvantage on that roll.
I will say that you get the disadvantage and it will hit you with a 17. Is that okay? Actually, it misses with the 17.
No, it won't hit. It won't hit.
Absolutely. That is fine.
Okay, cool. I'm lucky.
You watch as the strike is surely going to do a lot of damage to you, and suddenly, at your whim, fate is altered. Note there are no consequences for that.
Oh.
Fluffles, you're up.
Oh, okay. I'll just finish off I'll try and finish off the one in front of me with my sword again.
Go for it. With a
Limpy.
20 hits. Roll damage.
And it'll be 10.
Boom. Gone.
That's it. That's all I got.
One is still going back to you. 17. Yngabolg.
All right. I'll do a little mind sliver on that guy. I don't know if these guys can be poisoned, so I'm gonna stick with the mind sliver, which
fails.
sometimes works.
He fails. Roll damage.
Okay.
Ouchie.
I get to re-roll.
Go for it.
Okay. There we go.
That's where I'll get. Lorelei, you're up.
I'm gonna hit that same one with my crossbow again.
Go for it. The 15 does hit. Lorelei, how do you want to do this?
Can I make him disappear like he got Thanos snapped?
It has to be with your crossbow, but I will say that if you hit him with enough force, he will definitely turn to dust.
Yeah, let's go with that.
As the crossbow impacts him, you watch as the old wood just crumples into dust. Getting a little dust on you, Fluffles, but nothing too bad. And to Ildalia's sentiment, fatality.
I'll help you clean your armor later if you need it.
I won't read it.
You guys have
I'll remember
successfully
that.
beaten my enemy puzzle. Well done.
Yeah.
Well, there are positives and negatives that happen. Run.
Oh dear.
Watch as the last enemy falls, and you see Fluffles. You look up and you see the kid has gone into a dead sprint towards you, and embraces you for a hug. Like, you came! You came! I knew you were a knight! You did it!
Oh man, Fluffles really hates being touched though.
It's like, oh no!
Yes, I did, and I'm gonna like, you know how like people will like stick their hand out to like stiff arm kids?
Yes.
I'm gonna like put my hand against his forehead and like back him up a little bit.
Sorry. As
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm just a little scratched up, but nothing too bad. You guys came. You guys really did it. Are you guys heroes?
I'm gonna look back at the group of strangers that I do not know, and then I'm gonna look back at the kid and be like, "No."
I love the anticlimacticness. It's great. Standing there in front of him, your cape just slightly with a breeze, and you look down at him. No.
Yngabolg would wander over to the bard and be like,
Oh, let's get you up to it now. Won't this make a wonderful story for you to tell?
As soon as I can fix my hand, absolutely. You see that her hand is cut. Like, it's my writing hand, but I'll be okay. What is a good story if you can't tell it orally?
Exactly.
You watch as the Duchess kind of hobbles forward as the roots go back into the ground. I think the boy is right. You guys are heroes. Whether you like it or not, that was heroic. I'm sorry I didn't introduce myself before. I am Duchess Marwyn of Daggerfall. Pleasure to meet you guys. I don't have anything on hand that I can monetarily, but I did find this on the druid, which I'll still give you loot, even though the druid totally disappeared.
Thank you.
And she gives Yngabolg a puzzle box.
Oh, I do love a good puzzle.
Goes, maybe this is how he was hiding out here. And if you can figure it out, maybe it's got some secrets you could tap into. Did talk a lot about a master. Kind of weird. But I'm just happy that everybody seems to be safe. Did everybody survive out there? Is everything okay back at the camp?
Seems to be.
Good. I don't mean to lead us along or anything. I would really like to leave.
Let's all go back to the camp then.
Oh, you guys don't want to go into the portal?
You, does
You
anyone
do?
I don't know. Out of
Just
character.
stick your head in.
Kind of curious.
I'll give you an Arcana check
Just
on it.
stick your head in.
Yeah, I'll
That's
take it.
terrible.
Here, let me throw that. Hey.
The portal is fading quickly and probably doesn't have enough time in it to allow you guys through. Where for just the days past the veil, a foggy land, not far away, but definitely not of this reality. And then, as quickly as you make that notion,
Okay,
Can
I
I
guess we're
do-
heading back to camp.
An investigation check just like around the area where the portal was to see if there's any like runes on the floor or like
yeah,
any.
I was gonna say the same thing.
this place is covered. There
Oh,
are
okay.
runes everywhere. I will give this to Yngabolg because, you know, are druidic runes, but they seem to have been painted.
Okay.
Something is off about them.
Hmm.
You are entitled to an Arcana spell at advantage.
All right.
Okay, well, what you can determine now, a lady like you traveled many planes, many realms, different types of magic that you encountered. This magic is hailing from the Shadowfell. You know that fact. The Shadowfell, for those who are uninitiated, flame between, not quite living and it's not quite death. It is often referred to, wow, English hard, referred to as an in-between, a fogland. Something just beyond the mortal capability of.
I probably wouldn't like launch into an explanation, but maybe mutter or something like, "Oh, Shadowfell," you know.
Mm-hmm. You watch as Tessa goes, "What was that?"
Oh, just something of the Shadowfell about this.
Huh. I haven't had much experience with it. Frankly, I hope I don't. It's a very nice place.
No, it's not. Though it's been many, many years since I've encountered it.
I imagine at this point you guys begin exiting the tree.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. You guys exit. But your other party members, the noble has been brought back to health. And guys limp back to camp. There is a reunion of get embraced. Bert, half elf, and Lauren thanks you all in retrieving the caravan member. It could have gone very poorly, especially with the Duchess lost. Walden is returned to his health. Guys, who press on? Get a good night's sleep. You guys want to do one back to camp?
Do we just sleep? Is that
Do we still have time for a long rest tonight?
It is
Okay.
currently like 2 a.m., 3 a.m.
Okay.
They'll definitely allow you a long rest.
Okay.
and I sorry, I was thinking, can I while they're doing their long rest, can I go do my little wanderer foraging business?
Absolutely. As
Perfect, thank you.
you wander about, it's still very late. Do you do this while you are on your way back to camp, or you do this at camp?
At camp, but within a close vicinity to camp.
Got it. Every once in a while, you feel like you're being watched, and when you turn to face it, you see off in the distance, not too far away from you, a flickering light, just a little ways out of your reach.
Am I able to? Is it more like the light from the eyes of the treants, or is it more like the lantern?
More like a...
Okay.
But it is keeping its distance, following you, but far away. Do you guys do anything else?
So do we actually click long rest on our character sheet?
Yeah.
Okay, and then that resets our spell slots, right?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Yngabolg, that puzzle box.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Can I do an investigation check on it?
Yes.
All right.
Infestation just popped up.
That was an accident. Hold on.
Okay. Far as
That's
investigation-
really freaking low.
okay. You can also do an Arcana check.
Yeah, let's do that.
Much better. Okay.
Much better.
What basically happens is, as you are following the lines and the grooves of the box, you're twisting and turning it, and suddenly the puzzle box activates, and there's a bright flash of light, and then suddenly you are gone for the rest of the evening, and none are wiser to it.
Wait, what?
You literally disappear for the evening
Into the box.
into the box.
She went just like the other guy.
Can people see the box still?
The box is on the ground there, yes.
Did
Sorry.
anyone witness me
I was-
open the box?
I'm gonna go with a no on this one.
Can I?
Purely for the mystery's sake.
I was going to follow my seeing the lantern with reporting back to Yngabolg to tell her that I had seen it because she was the only other person who had seen it.
Well,
So I
So are we
very much
back
noticed.
at camp now? Is there just the
Yes.
puzzle box is now just on my bedroll?
correct.
Okay.
There is the puzzle box there. I mean, Ildalia, you are welcome to try and figure it out. It's not your forte, but you can definitely try.
I'm not going in the box. Fuck that.
I didn't learn a lot from the Arcana check. It certainly didn't warn me from opening it.
Here's the good news. And
Because also, wait, like there wasn't really a point where I chose to open the box, was there?
no, but it's okay. I promise you're not. And then
Okay.
when you appear out of the box, are brought to a realm. Seems to be removed. It's clearly not where you just were, but around you is fog. I figure that maybe this is somewhere in the shadow, not in a dangerous spot. Instead, what you see, you find yourself on an island where looks like Druid had made a camp here. The island is surrounded by water in every direction. The faint visage of the shoreline way off in the fog. You kind of, at first you're worried. At first you're like, am I in danger? Is the problem? Is this something that is going to hurt me? When you start realizing that this was a sanctuary of sorts. It was a place for the druid to do research. And now that the druid isn't a problem anymore, well, figure that this could be a camp, a home away from home. The ideas start flooding your mind, where you see trees and whatnot. You figure that you could build upon this land, could make it into a fortress if you guys could use this as a bastion, a home base. Or you could just be greedy about it and keep it for yourself and not tell the other party members what you have discovered. As dawn approaches the next day, now, for all intents and purposes, spent the night in there. Probably uncomfortable, but I will say that you still long rest, regardless. And that when you exit the puzzle box, fine. Well rested. When you emerge, dawn is upon you. There's clouds of thunder and rain ever closer. The good news is that the caravan has been fixed up at this point. So, on the cart, press forward. Unless there's anything you guys want to do.
Does the puzzle box just expel me, or do I figure out how to willingly get out?
You figure out how to will it.
Okay.
Is there anything else that you guys do?
I'd like to approach Yngabolg.
Okay.
I saw it again last night, the light. I tried to find you, but... Did you see it?
Little lantern that we saw.
In the woods.
Oh, I didn't see it on the way back.
It was here at the camp, not too far.
Mm. And you didn't find out who it was from?
I don't know if it was someone.
That may well be.
Anyway, we should go.
We will keep an eye out for it, you and I.
I smile. I go back to the caravan with everyone else.
Okay. Does anybody else want to do it? Not all press. Okay, so the rain begins as a gentle drizzle, but by mid-morning it has turned into a relentless downpour. The once pleasant sounds of birds and rustling leaves are replaced by the rhythmic drumming of rain on canvas covers. Lauren calls for frequent stops to check on the wagons, his voice hoarse from shouting over the storm. By late afternoon, the landscape has completely changed. The dense forest gives way to rolling hills that lead toward Daggerford. As you crest the final hill, the storm reaches its peak. Sheets of rain obscure the town below. Lightning flashes illuminate the scene in brief, stark moments. Cobblestone streets slick with water, streams forming in the gutters, and smoke rising from chimneys as the townsfolk have retreated indoors.
Can I ask something?
Oh.
If we miss just like the lanterns, if there's something there that we were supposed to pursue and we miss out on it, does that mean it's gone forever from the story? Or was
No.
you said earlier it comes back later? Like there's
plot points.
There's
will come back
opportunities.
around. Yes.
Okay.
You guys arrive in Daggerford. The Duchess thanks you as she has to make her way to the castle. However, for your guys' heroics, I'm willing to put you guys up in the inn, free of charge.
Nice.
So, you guys find yourselves called the Nightmare. Double check. The Nightmare's Brittle. It's a modest inn. But as you guys are arriving in town, you also realize that it is the High Harvest Tide, which is the celebration of the Fall Festival. So all up and down the streets as you guys are coming in,
There's just the smell of pies and decorations outside. It's quite cozy if it wasn't for the biting cold rainstorm that's happening at this moment in time. But the four of you make your way to the inn, just the four of you alone, and you retire in the attic. You guys are soaking wet, but luckily you start to kind of dry off and call here your home base for the evening. So that leads to the question, what do you guys do next?
Can I just ask how much further we're gonna go?
Yeah, we're at the end.
Okay, perfect. I just want to make sure.
Well, I think, Yngabolg would probably be down in the tavern trying to get into conversations with people.
The tavern is actually fairly people because it is
Oh.
the holiday. Most people. There is the occasional traveler, occasional drunkard. Nothing.
Well, she'd probably be chatting up the barman then. Like, just trying to meet people. I don't know.
Sure.
And of course, she'd be welcoming, like, if anyone from our caravan was down there, she'd be like, come sit with me.
Now, how many of you are in the attic and how many of you?
Question, what kind of, is this like a holiday where like festival style where there's like things happening in the streets, or is this like everyone stays home like Thanksgiving?
More like Thanksgiving, but there are decorations and stuff outside that announce the holiday.
Ildalia's out there looking at it.
It is pouring rain outside.
She's out there, I fear.
All the better. So, Dahlia is outside. Yngabolg is downstairs in the tavern. Where are you two? Lorelei.
Fluffles would be probably in the attic, buffing out his armor.
I think I would be kind of taking inventory of my belongings, making sure that I'm okay, kind of like reassessing everything, and I might glance out the window just to check on Ildalia.
Yeah. Ildalia is there in the streets for a flash, a moment. I imagine you're not just standing outside, you're meandering about, aren't you?
I really wish I could tell you other. She is literally just staring at decorations, like standing there, just staring. She's moving down, being stunned that they're putting ribbons on lanterns, being stunned that they have so much food that they're just piling it up in decor. She's literally just standing and staring at everything.
As you guys are standing about or sitting wherever you're at, a very cold wind rushes through you guys. Regardless of where you're standing, regardless of where you're sitting, you feel it, and it is icy cold, like the hand of death upon you. The weird thing is that nobody else seems to notice it. Now, Ildalia, what is the item that you have on you?
Have a stone crest.
Stone crest. Without warning, without any sort of indication, falls to the floor from your pocket or your satchel. And then, seemingly on its own, begins rolling. Quickly enough to
follow
be
it.
ahead of you, but slow enough for you to be able to...
So I go from very obviously just standing and staring to looking to it as quickly as it's rolling.
Yep.
And following it with a lot of intention.
Right.
Still within view of Lorelei.
Got it. Well, quickly as that happens, you back of things. As you are now, the coin is leading you down twists and turns. Simultaneously, Yngabolg, you're downstairs when that item that you have, what is it?
The Wanderer's Scarf?
Flies off of you on its own,
No.
caught by that wind, out the door. I imagine you begin hobbling after it.
I do.
It
Not my shawl.
you hear somebody back inside go, "Are you gonna pay for that?" Oh, all right. As you follow it, it has its mind of its own as it's carried by this. It is freezing outside all of a sudden. especially for you and your old bones. You follow it again through twists and turns and alleys as it continues to just fly just out of hand's reach. Lorelei, you're upstairs in the attic, correct?
Yes.
That medallion, where do you keep it?
Since I wear a locket, I'd like to wear it like tied to a belt, if possible, or like clasped on the belt.
As soon as that breeze hits, medallion glows a bright yellow and begins tugging at your, like trying to pull you in a direction. Do you follow it?
Did I see what happened with Ildalia out the window?
From your vantage point, go ahead and roll a perception check. Natural 20. You saw
Of course.
one of her coins pop out of her satchel and begin rolling away. And it is at the same time that your medallion starts tugging at you.
I suppose I follow it.
Got it. And same thing. You outside, and you are kind of on autopilot as you're following where the medallion takes you. Lastly is you, Fluffles. What is your item?
Broken blade.
You see the shaft of the blade. Suddenly illuminates a almost like your smite, but this magic is different, not of this world. And almost like Inigo Montoya from Princess Bride, you begin following the sword as it points you in the direction. The four of you are heading down different alleyways and different paths throughout the city. And each of you, your items are just out in front of you. The scarf just out of distance, the coin rolling away from you, the medallion tugging firmly at your waist, and the sword pointing you down unfamiliar paths in the city. It's almost turning into a blur of sorts as you start to lose track of doors and windows, and everything is just a blur between colors. And then, without warning, without any kind of notice, the city gives way to just fog. A deep, deep fog that you cannot see through, and you're alone. You're wandering through the fog, still chasing after your items. It's the only thing that you can see out in front of you when the fog begins to dissipate. And suddenly you find yourself in an area that is not like the last. You find yourself in front of a house. This house's architecture is different. It's not the same as before. And coming from the fog, you see your friends are now standing next to you. Your coin drops lifelessly to the floor. The medallion stops glowing. You catch your scarf, and the sword points eerily towards the door of the house, which just very slowly opens. Now, a few of us know that this house has a name. It's called Death House, and you have just crossed over into the Shadowfell.
Oh. Has Yngabolg been here before?
Yes, you have.
Okay, so I think she would look up at the house and she would just go, "Oh, not again."
And that's where we close out tonight. Stop recording.
Oh my god.
If you have made it this far, I just want to say thank you for putting up with the jump cuts and the abrupt editing. Again, normally it's not like this, and the next episode will be better. So until then, stick around, and we'll see you soon.